live.
Refresh. Oh my gosh, instant refresh. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, instant refresh. Oh my
Bruh.
god.
This guy's trolling.
I'm refreshing. I'm refreshing it. Oh yeah, no, that's a fire setup. Like I'm seeing it from here. That's good.
Oh yeah? Okay, bet. Hi, Jade.
Hi Jade. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hello. Oh, yeah, I should have.
Yeah.
I need to change
Can
the.
you knock, please?
Yeah, hold on. I gotta
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
uh, with. Uh,
Cause I need
gotta
to
make
like,
sure I get that
I need to just
right
put
with
up like
capitals and everything. There we go. Update.
a little tab
Shabam.
to
Oh
keep
my
this.
goodness. Good morning. Whoa. All right. Should be all right. Wait till you join up and then do the share chat and all that good shit.
Yeah, as I say,
All that good shit.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for. Also, why am I so white? Yeah, I know my camera's flipped. Don't worry about it, cause it's Discord. Discord does that. Also, CBS football website is the brightest thing of all time. So you know what we're gonna do? You know what we're
This is
gonna
true.
do? We're gonna go to, we're gonna go to where the fuck the brightness setting at?
Hi, Jade. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hello.
Okay,
I
hold
have
on.
requested to
Okay,
win.
I did not get one for
What the
some
fuck?
reason.
What
So
the fuck?
God damn it! It did this last time I tried to knock with someone. It just like it never sent me a request.
I can just do it again though.
Well, hold on.
Like high
Let
key.
me see if I can do it. Let me see if I can go into your stream. Never sent me a
Oh
request.
yeah. I can just do it. I'll
And
pull up.
there we
Pull up.
go.
Hold
Hold
on.
on. There we go. Let me see if I can do it. Let me see if I can go into your stream.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
it.
there we go. Accept.
There we go. Perfect. Perfect.
Something went wrong,
What
bitch.
what the
Oh
fuck?
nope. There we go. Nope. There we go. Okay.
Are we
Yeah. I think we're good. Start sharing chat and share chat is enabled. Boom.
okay? Beautiful. 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 Beautiful.
Perfecto.
We like to see that. Why am I so white? Cause I am.
See it.
I need to change that to low key. Ooh, football. Yes,
Get
football.
started. Yep. Ooh, football. Ooh, football's in my mouth indeed.
I
What?
hope
Who said that? I
I
did.
hope my camera is like looking okay on stream. Trying to make it a little bit bigger. So
RBI twin. There we go.
okay.
Yo,
Yeah, say I'm trying to change the brightness on my
Pandicular Express.
monitor, but we'll see.
I need Pandicular Express to fuck off. Anyways, all right. So, um, seems like we're all good.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Besides
one
me
thing.
being whiter than snow, I'm trying to figure that
One
out.
thing.
I don't think I can change that
I.
for my monitor. That's fine.
Okay, that's great. All right, now let me.
It's fine. Guys, I'll just be white.
Oh shit.
Well, actually, let's just look it up. Does
There we go.
CBS Sports have sheesh sheesh? I appreciate you, brother.
I got you, bro. No worries. I got the Prime.
Have a
There's nobody I'd rather use the Prime sub on than you.
I really appreciate that, twin. I really do. Okay, so the app has a dark mode, but not the website. I think I have to make an account. Whatever, this is fine. You
I'm
need a
done.
tan? Yeah, I need a tan. I didn't do the
I
thing.
did tan. I tanned at the game this weekend.
Yes, you did. My fucking
Which we'll get into.
it didn't give me the oh because I don't have a fucking alert box. God, I'm such a
Oh yeah.
fucking seller.
Ah.
No, I'm adding it. I'm adding it right the fuck now.
Rerunning it just for the shits.
Yeah, and I'm putting it over the screen. And here we go.
So real. You're so real.
Just for him.
King.
I
King
know.
shit. Just
I,
saw that? King shit.
I
I
know.
salute to you.
I'm so cool.
King shit.
Okay. Anyway,
Anyways,
we're
all
talking
right.
football.
Yes. So, for those that are, well, to everyone that is new here, to the never and the always, this is the knowing ball. If you get it, you get it. All right.
I didn't agree
We're
to
gonna.
the name.
All right. Well, what would you have done personally?
Not give it a name. I don't care.
Whatever. All right. Well, personally, I'm calling it the knowing ball because it's got to be official
You can
somehow.
call it rainbow giggle shit for all I care.
But we're gonna try and make this like a little weekly series where
Mm-hmm.
we just recap the week in college football, um, Admittedly, this week is a lot because there's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's going to be some action here throughout the week, obviously, going into later weeks, but
That's fine. That's fine.
it'll get less chaotic as time goes on. But
Hopefully,
either way,
hopefully we can do this on Mondays.
yeah, that would definitely be
That would be
preferable.
that would be ideal for my schedule, tbh.
I got you. No worries.
So this is the
So,
janky ass Discord camera setup we got here.
hmm
um okay.
But you
what
know what? We made it work in
we did.
our own special
I
ways.
I I think it looks okay.
Yep, for what it is, I think it's all right. We're rocking the headset mic today, obviously, because if we're talking sports, I'm going for the
Let your
headset
hair down,
mic.
king. No, it's in a little Bunnington. I'm
No,
keeping it.
it's a sexy little bun. I
That's
fuck with it.
that's true. I'm keeping it up. Don't mess with me.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
And our first game that we're talking about today, I think, is a very interesting one.
Uh-huh.
Boise State versus South Florida.
All right.
Because obviously, if people know, obviously the Broncos were ranked 25th going into this season. They had decently high expectations,
Mhm.
even after losing, even after losing Ashton Genty. You still had Maddox Madsen. You still had a lot of like seasoned veteran guys,
Mhm.
and USF just comes in and fucking clobbers their shit.
And it's not
I
even
mean,
it's not even the fact that Boise State looked bad. It's a fact of they didn't look like they ever played a college football game in their entire life. University of South Florida showed up at home and I need you to here. I'm going to kind of go away from the box score on my screen. This is USF's schedule if it decides to load. So, next Saturday, they are hosting or they go to Gainesville. So they had to host
yeah.
Boise State and then immediately turn around, go to Gainesville, and then are going to the U of M. So you're telling me that these three schools lined up with USF. USF obviously took a big. They had to have taken a big paycheck to agree to this. Um,
Oh, duh.
and you're
It's all
telling,
those like Central American,
yeah,
like it's all
yeah,
those CUSA,
yeah.
Mac, all those guys. They take a bag to get their ass whooped.
Except you're telling me that's not bulletin board material. You're telling me that this team the entire offseason didn't see Ashton Genty get the Heisman runner-up. They saw Boise State choke in the playoffs. They saw Miami and Florida get decimated last year in their respective conferences. I mean, granted, Cam Ward did good at Miami, but you're telling me that this wasn't
Well, but then
bulletin.
November happened.
Exactly. So you're
A
telling me.
Mario Cristobal November team happened.
So you're telling me this wasn't bulletin board material for this USF team? Like they're like, we know these teams are beatable. They're ranked. Who gives a shit?
Well, that's the thing is last year they were a pretty chippy team. Like they took a couple of those guys. They took a couple of the big name teams down to the wire.
USF is a good team, dude. They
They
just are
are.
in the American or whatever
I
conference they're in.
like. I'm pulling up specifically Byron Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He's he he balled. Like
Yeah,
he balled the hell out.
and
I mean, 16 of 24, 210, and he didn't even pass for a touchdown or anything. And
he
yet they
ran for two
still
though.
scored 34. But he ran for two, and that's the thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
you see 14 carries, 43 yards, and he had a 23-yard rush at one point. Like
yeah,
that's
yeah. Like and then you have Howlett. He came in for one pass,
45 yards
one
and a
pass,
TD.
45 yards, touchdown. Like when you have a scrappy team like that that's just so overall constructed very well, and like it's not like someone took over the game, because you have
No,
two receivers on USF, 5 targets, uh both got 90
about 90
plus.
yards.
Yeah, they got 90 plus yards. And then you
Yeah,
have Norton, 1 catch, 1 target, 24 yards. Ruben was.
Isaac, one of
Yeah,
one for 15,
yeah, exactly.
3 of 4 for 12.
So the ball,
Like,
I mean, granted, Boise State spread the ball on their side as well. That's not without credit.
yeah,
But you look
like
at,
no one got more than 9 targets this game. But
but
like,
that's the thing. You need to look at the target reception split.
and
I'm seeing a
yeah,
lot of drops on this Boise State side. Leading
their
receiver,
lead receiver, 50%.
yeah, 50% incompletion. That's crazy.
You shouldn't be dropping those. 100%.
Well, I didn't watch the game, so I didn't know if they were drops. I didn't know if they were just pass breakups. But like,
Regardless.
yeah, but you can. I mean, even on the defensive side, South Florida got 1 sack. That was it. They had, and Boise State got one, two, three and a half, four, 5 sacks across 6 players. And you're telling me that you still could not
Lost by
disrupt the offense?
27,
Yeah, you got 5 sacks across 6 players,
still 372 total yards.
and you're telling me that you could not stop a USF offense. Insane to me. Insane.
It's yeah. So it's very much an odd game when you look at the numbers.
Yeah.
But then if you get into like the nitty-gritty of like
Mm-hmm.
how the drives went, like where things stalled out, you kind of understand it.
And
And also, I should also mention this. 3 Boise State drives ended in fumbles.
yeah. I mean,
Their first drive ended in a fumble. Their second quarter, punt, fumble, punt. Third quarter, punt, loss, or turnover on downs, and then fourth quarter, fumble, turnover on downs,
I see
end of the
that.
game.
I see that here. Yeah.
And
I'm
that
looking at it,
and that is just like you cannot go 71 yards and then just fuck it away.
but
Like
that's the
that's how
thing.
you lose.
But that's the thing here. Like, it's not even like South Florida was dominant. They didn't score a touchdown till a third into the second quarter. This game at halftime was 7-10. There
Yeah.
no one expected USF to come out and punch Boise State in the mouth. No one
Oh
did.
no, Boise State again, they were a top 25 team. They were like already penned in as the group of 5 representative
Oh
for the
yeah.
college football
Oh yeah,
playoffs.
for sure.
Because the thing is like Maddox Madsen, he's like he had good stats last year and he still had good stats this game.
Yeah, no, like I mean, and again, I want to circle back to the box score thing that you kind of pointed out. When you look at the team stats, USF had 15 first downs in the whole game. Boise State had 25. Boise State on third down conversions was 6 of 17, though. USF was 5 of 13. So
The issue is where we get into the issue is again, we went through the
yeah,
what the drives ended 2 of 6 on fourth. One, that's really fucking ballsy. Two, why the fuck do you keep going for it?
yeah. I mean, at some
If you're
point,
getting stuffed that often on fourth, just take the loss, man.
yeah, or even that. Punting is not a crime,
It's really not. And
and
yet some
yeah,
teams treat it like you're gonna be shot for it.
and this is an even penalty game too. That's what I wanted to get into.
857, 756. Literally like basically
Yeah,
the exact same
yeah.
yards.
But then you and when Boise State did punt, they outpunted USF. So why didn't you just take more punts? Yeah, you didn't get the drive you wanted, but 6 fourth down conversions is insane to have 7 total points. You almost had the same
Yeah.
amount of fourth down tries
As points.
and then
That's
points.
fucked.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. That's terrible.
I mean, again, I think the two things that really stick out as to why Boise State lost this game are 5 fumbles, lost 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
that's the big part. And also
there is no
their
replacing Ashton
offensive,
Genty.
there is not.
There is no replacing
Their
Ashton Genty.
offensive efficiency. I want to preface this what I'm looking at right now. Total plays to net yards and average gain. Boise State had 4.5 yards a play. USF averaged 7.
That's crazy.
That wins you games. Like genuinely.
Yeah.
Efficient offense wins you games, and especially if a team is shooting themselves in the foot like that.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, because at that
I
point,
expect hmm?
I was just gonna add. I mean, at that point, USF was just doing whatever the fuck they wanted because they know that
Yeah.
they had the advantage. They know that if Boise State's gonna keep shooting themselves in the foot and they're gonna keep stumbling on themselves, then why not take a big shot? And then it paid off.
Why not go for 45 yards? Why not go for 25 yards?
Yeah.
Why not just haul that bitch
Yeah,
downfield?
exactly. So you put a opportunistic offense in USF that, granted, has been there for years. They're just not a ranked team, so no one knows. But you put
Yeah.
a opportunistic offense in front of a team that just constantly was tripping over their own shoelaces, and what do you get? You get a blowout.
Yep. I do think Boise State will bounce back from this. They have an easy game next week against like some FCS school. I believe it's Eastern Washington or something like that. I
Let's
just
look.
I just
Yeah.
checked.
It's Eastern Washington.
Yeah, they're gonna have an easy time next week. They're gonna be able to get back on their feet, but it's like that kind
Hmm.
of game needs to never happen again.
I think you're.
And
I
if
think
it does, you
yeah.
need to worry for the Broncos.
I think
That is the long and short of
I
it.
I think the one thing you look at, Boise State has to be asking themselves, okay, what can we do so this doesn't happen again?
Hmm.
Running back coach better put everyone dipped in olive oil and do possession drills. That's how you make sure that game doesn't happen again.
Yep. Hmm.
It's
100%.
it's it's it's
100%.
really that simple. All
And
right.
I think USF is going to be a very good contender in, I believe it's the American, right?
It's either American or CUSA. What I don't remember.
I'll check real quick. Hold on.
I think it's the American. I want to say it's the American.
Yes, they are in the American.
I knew it. Ball nowhere.
So I think they are going to be front runners alongside Tulane and Rice. I think are two teams that
I'm
I think
not.
could
I'm
front
not
run
really
that
high
title.
on Rice this year, man. I'm not. But that's just
It's
me.
it's
But that's
early. It's early.
they
That'll
lost a lot of
probably
guys, dude.
Rice,
They lost a lot of guys.
including one to OSU.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm very aware.
But yeah. So
Hmm.
I thought that was a good group of five game
Oh
to
yeah.
really get into.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
I
Another one that I think we should talk about, Rutgers
I
OU.
was actually just about to say that.
Um,
I wanted to talk. I've been wanting to talk about this game since before it happened.
Again, these are two. So I think this is a battle of two very experienced quarterbacks, Parker Navarro and it's Austin, right? Kalaman Hudema,
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Kaliak Manis. Okay, I actually know how to pronounce his name. Um, I mean, they both had incredible stat lines. Like
Oh,
it
oh
it was a
yeah.
very, it was a pretty even. I mean, clearly it was a very even game,
Hmm.
but I think OU very much choked it, and they choked it earlier than most people would think that a choke happening would occur. You
Well, like,
cannot give 24 points in the second quarter. In
what?
one quarter, 24 points is fucked up.
Well, see, and that's the thing that I look at, and I don't think that. Oh, you really choked it like that, though. I mean, the second quarter for every single team, like the second quarter had just it was just high scoring because you had first of all you had Rutgers come
34
out with a statement drive, 12 plays, 75 yards from the snap of the ball, and they get a
points.
14-yard rush. So OU made them work for it. But then you turn around, 5-minute drive, 10 plays, 65 yards, Parker Navarro touchdown. And then you get into the second quarter where Rutgers showed we are a Big Ten team. This is our home turf. And that's what everyone expected. Dude, the spread on this game was 15 and a half. So everyone expected
Yeah, that's
Rutgers to do
crazy.
that. And first of all, or not first of all, but like,
I think they're underestimating. I think Vegas underestimated OU,
yeah. But like,
but at the same time, it's like, I think they were still
yeah.
giving Rutgers their flowers,
Mm-hmm.
even though didn't they lose their star running back from last year,
I don't
or was
remember.
that in 23?
I don't
Because
remember.
you know who I'm talking about though,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. No,
Rutgers running
yeah,
back
yeah.
in
No, I know who you're
23 was
talking about.
fucking terrorizing us,
Yeah, no, dude,
like
I
everybody in the Big
remember.
Ten.
But
Yeah,
you also need
but
to look.
regardless,
You also need to look at the drives because right after, Rutgers got their touchdown.
yep,
Uh, they OU had a block punt,
yeah,
and so you look at the shift in the dynamic of the game where everyone kind of expected Rutgers to take away to run away with it. OU gets a little petty field goal, whatever, a little 30-yarder, and then they come out
and
and
Pat,
they just start hammering and hammering and hammering. And I mean,
yeah,
this OU team, you look at guys like Hendricks, uh, 12 targets,
12 targets.
115 yards.
150. Mind you, second receiver up, 5 targets, 2 catches, 35 yards. His longest is 24.
Yeah,
They
and
very much love targeting Hendricks.
we'll see. And I wanna kind of circle back to Parker Navarro because you talked about him being an experienced quarterback, which he is. He was put on notice when Timothy Chalamet went on game day. We all know this. Um,
All knower, of course, Timothy
yeah,
Chalamet.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Or Mac knower and
yeah,
enjoyer,
yeah.
Timothy Chalamet. Very based.
But like, if this team had a dual running back threat like Rutgers had, if this guy, if Bangura. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I see what
I
you mean.
mean, 16 for 86 is a very impressive day. You know, you're just over 4 yards a carry. You know, you're
Yeah,
being
with
efficient.
a with your longest being 24, that is
Yeah,
very respectable
yeah. No, you're being efficient. But my
against
thing
a
is,
very gritty Rutgers team that is known for having like pretty decent defenses. Like that's Greg Schiano's thing.
yeah, no, like they always have a decent team over there
Yeah,
in Jersey. Like no one hates that. But my
yeah.
thing is, if Ohio had a running back that could have backed up Bangura, this team I think would have beat Rutgers. The thing is, though, they were just trying to spread the wealth to everyone. Granted, Hendricks did get 9 catches. The second most was 2. But then you kind of look at Rutgers and you're like, okay, now we kind of see the difference between the MAC and the Big Ten because you have Strong, 7 catches, 7 targets, didn't drop a pass for 100
Yep.
yards. Uh,
Sheffield,
yeah, Sheffield.
6 targets, 4 receptions. Duff, 6 receptions, five
Yeah,
catches, 85 and 54 yards. Mind you, the 85 is a bit padded because you got the 154-yarder, but regardless,
I mean, dude, I want to talk about Antoine
only 3
Raymond.
receivers really.
I want to talk about Antoine Raymond. He
Hmm.
is a freshman.
Really, I
And
didn't know that.
Antoine Raymond is a freshman, and I know that. I mean, I confirmed my
Damn,
suspicions by looking at him. Dude, 6.3 with a touchdown, 6.3 average. That's
that's really good.
and then Campbell. I think he's a junior. I want to say he's a junior. I'm not entirely sure. I wanna look at
He's
his
a senior,
senior.
but he
Okay.
might have redshirted. But he might have redshirted, so he might be a redshirt
He
junior. But
he he abs
he's
no
later on in
no.
his career.
This is his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6 year, brother.
Ooh, okay, so he's ancient. Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's got to hop on Excel. Um, but
Boot
but
up indeed, bruh.
yeah, but that's like that's a nasty duo. You have a very experienced, gritty guy leading the backfield. 14 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown for the freshman, and then to back him up, 7 yards average carry for the super senior. Like you
Yeah.
can't. As much as Navarro tried to run and did, he scored all 4 touchdowns for
Yeah, and
Ohio.
90, like mind you, 93 rushing yards and a tutty on 9 carries is really fucking good
Yeah, and that's not what
on the day.
I'm disagreeing with. I'm just saying to
Yeah.
put the pressure off of Navarro and have a second running back would have
Hmm.
helped immensely. Because yes, granted,
Yeah.
Byrne did get 6 carries. He only got 22 yards. He that's
That's
that that wasn't
pretty
his
inefficient.
that wasn't his strong suit
Hmm.
for this game where Ohio was just kind of gritted down at the end because they tried to make the comeback and it looked promising. And then in the fourth quarter, I think they just kind of sputtered. And
Yeah, 7 like their only drive in the fourth quarter, 7 plays, 29 yards and a punt. When your previous 2 drives were 9 plays for 85, 7 plays for 90 and 2 TDs.
yeah, so like
Something happened.
I,
They
I
sputtered, they ran out of
yeah,
gas.
no,
It
they were
That's why they
outran.
lost.
Hold on, I'm sorry, the Reds are cooking right now. I must
And
check.
they and again, putting too much I agree. They put too much on Parker Navarro.
Yeah.
They need to figure that out
Well, and
if they want to win games this
if
year.
this is their big uh out of like I haven't looked at the rest of their schedule, so I'm gonna do that right now. Um,
They've got West Virginia next week, which
yes,
is kind of scary.
they got West Virginia. Oh, and then they go to Ohio State.
Yep,
So
murder.
they don't
They might get
have
murdered the next two
they
weeks.
don't have a friendly non-conference schedule. I'll say that.
Mhm.
But
I think once they get into conference, well, they have what the fuck is GRDW, motherfucker? Oh, Gardner Webb,
yeah,
duh.
I say that's
Like afterwards, they have Gardner Webb, like Ball State at some point.
yeah. So
West,
so so
you got
I have the
UMass
schedule.
later.
I have the
Like,
schedule pulled up. So it's West Virginia, Ohio State, Gardner Webb, that they host. That's so they host UVW or WVU. Bleh, I'm
UVW
dyslexic.
backwards.
Ohio can win that game. That is at home.
West Virginia.
Ohio can win that game for sure.
They could.
That's so winnable. You're talking about a West Virginia team that when they load, I'll get to it. Dude, they started their season playing Robert Morris.
Mm.
I didn't even know Robert Morris had a football team. So
Yeah.
you look at granted, I like West Virginia in the sense
I
of
think Red Claw
I
coming back,
respect
I
them.
think, is a positive for that program.
Yeah, but you see here, um, I wanna talk about their rushing game because Jaheim White is the Mountaineers running back. I'm kind of pivoting to them. 18 carries, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. But then you look at Scotty Fox Jr., the backup quarterback who came in on 2 attempts running the football in what I can only assume is Wildcat formation. 2 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown.
Hey, and that boy's out from Menor.
And
That's homegrown.
the starting quarterback, Nico Marchiol, I think that's how you pronounce that. 13 rushes, 56 yards, along with 17 of 20 in the air. So this is a good Mountaineers team, but do not expect Ohio to take that loss to Rutgers and just kind of throw it away. I think they can bounce back, and the spread is 3.5 for this game. If I'm a betting man, I'm taking Ohio plus 3.5 for sure.
That is fair. Um, so yeah, I think Rutgers will have a pretty good season. I think they'll have a pretty solid season in the Big Ten. You know, they're one of the higher mid-tier teams, I think.
Let me look
They
at their
could
schedule.
they could probably be bowl eligible.
They'll Oh, yeah, they don't. So before you say that, um
Oh,
they
holy shit. That is the last 2
yeah,
weeks of doom and fucking despair. Holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Never
that
mind.
is
Never mind. Your
yeah.
last 2 weeks being OSU and Penn State. Holy shit.
Well, and not even that. You need to think about this. So all 3 games that they host, they can win. They can beat Miami of Ohio next week. And by next week, I
100%.
mean this week. Um
Yep.
Norfolk State, Michael Vick is not an experienced coach. They can beat Norfolk State.
Yeah.
You host Iowa, so you're on a 4-game homestand, which is already setting you up to have a nasty, nasty conference schedule. And then
I think they could very reasonably be 4-0 by that time.
they could be. They could be 4 0.
I don't think Iowa has the juice to beat them, but
Dude, I was watching Iowa play
I don't know.
Albany because that's my
They looked like shit.
they looked like shit. I thought Albany was going to win that game. And then, Iowa proved that they're a Big 10 school by running the ball. Whatever, that's great. Um
A kabillion fucking times.
yeah. But my thing is I look at this away schedule. You play at Minnesota,
That's really rough.
at Washington, first of all,
Two really rough ones.
and then
Or unranked Big Ten
you
teams.
turn around to host Oregon,
Death.
and then you go to Purdue and Illinois to back that up. That is a nasty 5-game stretch.
Hmm.
I
And mind you, that gets even worse because you now travel to Illinois. I think hosting Maryland is your one break out of that like hell week,
mhm.
and then you have OSU and Penn State.
Yeah.
That is doom and fucking despair at
And
its
and
greatest.
I and what you have to understand is their bye week is between Minnesota and Washington. So in a
That's not that
4-week
great.
stretch, you're going from Washington to Oregon. You're going to Washington. You're then hosting Oregon. They have an 8-day break. They're hosting Oregon. You
Yep.
go to Purdue, and then you go to Illinois. That is nasty.
They got fucked
I think
really bad with
I
the schedule.
I think this team will probably start off really really hot. But dude, if one of these wide receivers doesn't step up and like become that guy, this team's going to plummet. And they'll probably
They are very much going to go like from 4-0 to like 5-6 very
I
fast.
I I I think that if they do not steal one of these away games, and I'm not saying like Purdue like they're all that, but
Yeah.
everyone loses in Purdue. That is a tough place
It's
to play.
spoiler maker for a reason.
It's a tough place to play.
Lafayette is chippy.
Yeah. And if they do not steal one of these away games, Minnesota is probably their biggest chance to go. And at that point they would be 5-0. I would not but I would not expect that. Because
That wouldn't
again,
be
I do
the
have them beating
hard
Iowa.
worst.
That being said, I don't see them beating Washington, and we're going to talk about Washington because
Yeah.
we are talking about that CSU game. I got gripes, but
Of course.
I definitely think if Rutgers finds a way to start off 5-0, then you can blow whatever game you want. You have at
You
least
can ride the momentum.
exactly. But
Because if your morale is high, you can play really fucking chippy in someone else's house
yeah.
and start to really make them worry. And when you start to make them worry, that boosts you even more. So it's that positive feedback cycle. But regardless,
We got Captain
I think
Obvious over here.
I think OU I think I think OU is going to put together a really good season bouncing back from this, obviously, and it's the MAC, but also anything can happen in the MAC, so don't put any weight behind that. And
Mhm.
Rutgers, I think, can start strong, but they have a very, 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 very tough schedule, and I would not be shocked if they don't make a bowl this year.
That
And it
last
and it
6 is
truly
brutal. Yeah.
it truly is not their and that's the worst part. It's not their fucking fault.
No.
It's just because they face like top 10 teams or top 15 teams
Oh yeah.
multiple times
Oh yeah.
within multiple week stretches.
Oh yeah. No. Um
So anyways,
kind of rounding out the Thursday schedule, I want to talk about the Wisconsin Nebraska game, or not the Wisconsin Cincinnati Nebraska
it's not
game that was at
or
Arrowhead.
Cincinnati. Yeah, let me see if there's anything else. Okay, I'm gonna pull up East Carolina NC State because I think that's worth mentioning for like 2 seconds.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. You can take the lead
Uh,
on that for sure, because
yeah,
I'm
but you know
definitely gonna be
what?
talking about this
After this,
this game, this Nebraska
Nebraska,
game.
Cincy. Yep, I'm gonna get it pulled up. I'm also gonna pull up Wisconsin, Miami because I think that's interesting to talk about. But anyways, all right, Nebraska, Cincy. So we have obviously discount Patty Mahomes, 42 fucking passes.
I wanna kind of take the lead on this.
Holy
If you
shit.
don't mind, I'm gonna take the lead on
No,
this.
absolutely.
And
Talk about Cincy King.
I'm looking at the camera. My mic shot up in my face.
Fucking all Jay's going
Sorsby,
crazy about Albany.
Sorsby. That was a pass that was 5 yards behind your man, and he had beat that corner by 3.5 steps. You had the chance to shut out Nebraska in what was a Nebraska home game as a home game on Cincinnati's schedule, and you single handedly blew it. This Cincinnati team fought their way so hard to win. They had it. They had it in the palm of their hands. They had lost the yard game by 80 yards. They had been outrushed entirely. And when I say that, I mean from a running back perspective. Because Sorsby had 96 yards by himself. But Sorsby also had
And two
50% from passing.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at is these passing numbers are fucking atrocious.
Yeah, they're terrible. And that comes from two things. Nebraska is a Big Ten school that has Big Ten defensive ends. That was impressive.
Hell, they gave OSU a lot of shit last year when we
And
had a really decent offensive
yeah,
line.
and not only that, excuse me, not only that, you look at he had 13 completions for 69 yards in a game point blank period. That is embarrassing. You are
Oh
telling
yeah,
me to my face that this is the best you could have put out there, knowing the schedule, knowing this game, where it was, and you're telling me Sorsby 13 of 26, 69 yards and a pick, and not only the pick, the game losing pick when your wide receiver had him beat by a mile. If he would have let that ball go, I don't know, probably a second and a half sooner. If he had read that and got a second and a half sooner, dude, that is a touchdown. Cincinnati walks off Nebraska, and we'd be talking about how Cincinnati is going to make a run in the Big Ten. But I cannot believe in Sorsby ever. Fact, Cincinnati fumbled. Dude, I just had a 5-minute conversation with my camera what it felt like talking about how bad Sorsby is. Sorsby fucking sucks. I haven't liked him once, and I will tell Cincinnati fans that, like, dude, Desmond Ridder is the best you're ever getting. You will never get another quarterback that is as good as he was, unless you like find a diamond in a rough 1-star recruit. Like, Cincinnati doesn't have the power anymore. They
yeah.
And that's the sad part because I fucking hate Nebraska. I hate Dylan Raiola and their fucking running back.
Discount Patty Matty.
Yeah, and like I believe the running back's name it's
Ernest Johnson.
Emmett Johnson, bro.
Oh, Emmett Johnson.
I fucking hate Emmett Johnson. He's so fucking good. He's so good.
Dude, I had a Road to Glory where I had to outcompete him in
Mhm.
CFB 25.
Yeah.
That fucking sucked.
Yeah. And dude, you look at his games last year, and
Crazy.
against
Also, mind you,
Colorado,
25 for 108. Shit's nuts.
he's that was a very bad whiff
Anyway,
by Cincinnati.
they
And
had it.
oh, dude, they had it in the palm of their hands. I was watching the end of that game, and I'm like, holy
Even
shit.
as the inferior, like truly as the inferior team.
Yeah, and I mean, they were. Let's talk about Maction. We have a couple more games we want to discuss, but some of them do involve Mac teams. So don't
Yes.
worry, we're getting to Maction.
Wisconsin, Miami, Maction, baby.
Yeah, we're getting
Which,
there.
speaking of, if we're talking about the drives, let's look at the let's. I wanna specifically highlight where I think Cincinnati went wrong and lost a decent amount of momentum that could have won them this game.
All right,
Second quarter,
second
they
quarter.
had 4 drives.
Yeah, yeah,
Nothing was longer than 15 yards.
yeah. No,
Like 6 yards, 6 yards, 15 yards. That is fucking pathetic.
yeah, that's pretty bad.
And don't get me wrong, really not many of their drives earlier in the day were much better.
Oh yeah,
Five
no.
plays for 21 yards, 8 for 48. That's really not that great.
And you need to look at the clock disparity. Some of these drives lasted not even 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Yo,
none of them
thank
lasted
you
2
so
minutes.
much for the sub. I really appreciate it.
Hey,
Darth Astris, I really appreciate that. Thank you
round
so
of
much.
applause, round of applause. Good shit, good shit, good shit.
What a homie.
Amen. Homie type shit. But anyways, yeah, you look at the second quarter drives, minute
Mhm.
53, 43 seconds,
Yeah,
51 seconds. Mind you, between the first and second drive that Cincy had, almost 10 minutes of game time elapsed.
yeah. And
Like Nebraska ran that fucking clock.
and you can sit here and talk about the yard disparity. You can sit here and talk about, what was better from Nebraska compared to Cincinnati. Dude, when you manage the clock, you manage the fucking game. And this isn't trying to just be like, oh, I know ball, insert phrase here. This is a real tried and true thing. If you ever watch any level of football, whoever controls the clock, controls the momentum, controls the yards, controls the scoreboard. It's really that simple. If you are holding onto the ball for a significantly that much more amount of time, you're going to win. And Cincinnati could have flipped the script in one play, but he fucking blew it. Sorsby, get it together.
Boot up indeed. I should also mention this. 3 of 10 from third down.
That's
That is
I
that is
saw that.
awful.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible.
You need to be better there. Otherwise, you're gonna have games like
Yeah.
this where you look unbelievably inept.
Oh yeah. And that's the point. Like, I don't know, man. I will say Cincinnati's run game looked fantastic, but if you don't have a passing game to complement that, you're one dimensional.
Get
You lose.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's to say? I mean, I want to kind of look at Cincinnati's schedule here, kind of talk about that before we get into some other teams.
Absolutely.
We have some MAC teams coming up for
They host
sure.
BG next week.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
And
wow, this is a really rough. And mind you, Big 12 is not something to fuck with.
yeah, exactly. So you're talking about a Cincinnati team that was not bowl eligible last year, right? Am I remembering that correct? Yeah, yeah.
I believe they were, or something like that.
Yeah. Excited for Maction? I bet you
Or
are.
5 and 7,
I
I
am too.
believe.
Let's look at
Is that the right game count?
I think. Do you mind looking that up while I kind of talk about this schedule?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you host BG, and then you have Northwest fucking some school in Louisiana. I don't give a shit. But then you have to go to Texas. But then you host Iowa State. But then you go to Oklahoma State. But then you host Baylor. But then you just go to Utah.
They finished 5 and 7.
Okay.
And they finished the season on a 5-game losing streak, and they went 3 and 6 conference play.
Yeah. So you're telling me.
Shut up, dude.
So this needs to be a team, a Cincinnati team that needs to take advantage of opportunities to win. And they are the opposite of USF, dare I say. And they are so unopportunistic that they shot themselves in their own foot, given the opportunities that were given to them. They didn't even create their own opportunities. Nebraska could have ran up the score, and they just didn't. So, honestly,
the score of I think the takeaway is the score of the game does not indicate the relative skill of each team to each other.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. This was
I think I think Cincinnati is a truly inferior team.
oh yeah,
Straight
and
up.
and even if they won, we would be saying that because you can just look at the numbers. Ooh, take his mic away.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was good.
Fuck.
All right.
But yeah, I think Nebraska is set for a pretty decent season in the Big Ten as usual under Matt Rule. You know, he's got that program running in the right direction, and I do think Dylan Raiola is something special.
He's something all right, is what I'll say. I feel Cincinnati can bounce
He's
back if they fix that passing
not
game, but
bad.
that's the thing that relies on Brandon Sorsby, and he just isn't
Not
good.
being
He
stupid.
just isn't good, and that's what I hate to say because I want Cincinnati to be good because my siblings go to Cincinnati. I want them to enjoy
I want to see what he
extracurriculars.
did last year.
Like that's my
I'm
thing.
gonna pull up his stats from. Okay, so
Oh, Sorsby.
pulling up his stats from last year. He actually this lineup isn't too bad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think the only real like dud of a game that he really had was Iowa State, where that was 10 completions, 18 attempts, 66 yards, no passes, no tutties. But he didn't take a sack that
You mean
game.
no picks, no tutties?
No picks, no tutties. Yeah.
That's fair, but
Um,
it is any given Saturday, and that's why college football
but
is fantastic because it is any given Saturday. But you look at guys like
I think
Sorsby,
Thorsby
who just,
has the potential to be good.
but at this point we're running out of time, so he either needs to show up or ship out.
Yep.
Because if Cincinnati wants to turn this program around, because post Luke Fickle, they have been
It's
a
been not
dud.
great.
You join the Big 12 after all of
They have
your
ripped them apart.
yeah, you've joined the Big 12. You lost Luke Fickle to Wisconsin. He went back to the Big 10. You have nothing to show for it. At this point, Sorsby either needs to get in, fix because I at this point it's a mechanical issue. I watched him throw passes longer than 10 yards. He's squibbing every ball. It's a mechanical issue. You either fix the mechanical issue or you get out. Because honestly, Cincinnati doesn't deserve to see this. That's my opinion there.
Sniffing this close to a victory over a Big Ten team should not have been in their wheelhouse.
Feeder isn't the word I was looking for. Let me put this back down there and make this a little bit
You'd
bigger.
think, but we'll see. But anyways,
Yeah,
Cincy needs to get it together. Nebraska could very well be a
yeah.
good bowl eligible, like cusp bowl eligible team,
Oh
just because of
yeah.
the conference.
Oh
Just
yeah.
because of
Oh
the
yeah,
conference
for
that
sure.
they're in.
They don't play Ohio this year. They don't play Oregon this, or they don't play Ohio State this year. They don't play Oregon this year. They do play Michigan and Penn State, but you know it.
I really hope they beat TTUN so badly.
But if you ask any Nebraska fan, if those are their two losses, but every other game is a win, yeah, that's a good season.
That's a win for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Only two losses. That's
Mhm.
that's really really good. That gets you into a really nice bowl.
Mhm.
That gets you like fringe top 25, and that gets Dylan Raiola some fucking attention.
Mhm. We haven't even gotten into the Friday games yet, dude.
Yes, I know. Okay, so I just wanna say, East Carolina NC State was fucking cinema. The
I didn't
rematch,
get a chance to watch
the
it.
in-state rivalry rematch from a bowl game last year, and NC State said, "Fuck you, this is our house,"
Mhm.
and they won it on a fourth down stop. I want to mention that. Like
Yeah.
it was just a beautiful game. Um, although East Carolina, I think their rushing game needs a lot of work. You cannot put up only 30 rushing yards in a
Oh
game.
yeah, no.
That's
Oof.
disgusting.
Ooh, yeah, that's bad.
That is very fucking disgusting. But the
De-
total yardage is pretty similar.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I think Bailey's been good for them when he's been healthy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the box score and look at the drives here real quick just to see if
Yeah.
there's anything, because I didn't really look at this. Oh yeah, see, so East Carolina, it was a very defensive game. Like East Carolina didn't score until like late in the second,
Mhm.
and then they started to really open things up a little bit here and
Yeah.
there with good drives.
Mhm.
Um, NC State, they sputtered at the end. They also This score could have been higher. They missed 2 field goals in a row.
Yeah, it's not good.
I want to mention that. So they've capped off a 72 and 46-yard drive with misses.
Yeah, that's
Like this, they didn't need that. They didn't need that stop. So that's not great.
Mm-hmm.
But I think both teams are going to be good this year. I think East Carolina's on the up, and I think NC State, if they can stay healthy, because they have had years where they could not stay healthy, and
Mm-hmm.
that has tanked them. Like last year,
Oh, for sure.
they were a fringe bowl team
Mm-hmm.
because they were so rattled and injured, and I think they could have
Yep.
been a lot better in the ACC.
Oh, for
But
sure. Oh,
you know,
for sure they could have been.
but either way, I wanted to bring up that game because I thought it was I thought it had pretty cool storylines going into it at least
Mm-hmm.
because the in-state rivalry, the bowl matchup because again they played in the bowl last year and East Carolina just
Oh yeah.
fucked them.
Yep.
So
For
I thought
sure.
that was fun.
Oh yeah.
Now final Thursday game, I promise. Miami, Ohio, Wisconsin. Wisconsin fucking sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Luke Fickell's getting fired this year. He's done.
Ooh, really?
He is done. They are not going to have a good enough season to keep him around. I'm serious. They are not breaking 500, and Luke Fickell is getting fired. I'm calling it.
That's crazy.
Because you cannot put up 12 of 19, 120, one tutty, and a pick against fucking Miami, Ohio. That is terrible quarterback play.
Wow, that I do agree with.
Terrible quarterback play lost Wisconsin so many fucking games last year.
Yeah. I mean,
That's how they almost beat Oregon, but if
Yeah.
their quarterback play was even just a smidge better, they would have taken down a top 5 team.
yeah.
And also Dequan Finn, fucking boot up indeed, bro. Toledo boosted your shit, your ass. You're fucking bun. And you made yourself look like a fucking god against OSU like 2 years ago when you were running all over us for like no fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
Boot up indeed. 50%, 83 yards, 2 picks,
Yeah.
12 rushes for 13 yards.
Yeah.
You're buns.
I really think we need to
Fix
give.
my burger, brah.
I think we really need to give the props to not only the Wisconsin run game that looked electric, and not even just electric in they had so many carries go for so many yards. Like this
They
team
spread
was
the
just
love
consistent.
like crazy. Yeah.
Like they were rushing with everyone. Everyone was getting a pass. Everyone was getting a like Dupree, Jones. You had O'Neal who took granted 11 yards, 13 total yards on 11 rushes, one being a 17-yard run.
But also, Miami got 3 sacks, so you have to factor those into technically those 3 rushes and the negative yardage.
Yeah, and that's what I think is crazy. The defensive stats are so similar. We have 3 sacks on both sides, a pick for Miami, and 2 picks for Wisconsin.
Yep.
You normally don't see that in a Big Ten and MAC game.
Yeah.
Normally one's going to stick out more than the other. Obviously, the offense is a different story, but the defense was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. And for Wisconsin, being 18.5-point favorites and only able to score 17 is, I think, the more telling story. This game,
it's the offense.
It's. I think it says more about Miami's defense. If they had 2 guys able to sack a Big Ten quarterback, and I know it's like, it's any given Saturday, anyone's going to show up. There are conference discrepancies. The Big Ten is miles ahead of MAC, and we can just agree on that.
Yes.
So you're going to have someone, I kind of want to look into this guy. His last name's Trick. Adam Trick. And first of all, 2 sacks for any player is a good game. But you're telling me that, granted, he, his stats aren't updated on CBS Sports. He is an older defensive lineman, but he's from Dayton, 6'4", 250. This guy's big, and I think that's a really good showing for a sign of life for Miami that hasn't really had the best track record in the MAC recently. This is a sign of life for them.
Yeah. Well, they did go to the conference championship last year,
They did. They did. But what
but
happened after
but
that?
in yeah,
To be fair,
we
they
don't talk
also
about
did
that one.
blow out. They did blow out Colorado State in their bowl game. That did happen. So
Yeah.
it's not like they've
Um,
been super down, but this even just gives them more of an up. Is all I'm trying to say.
I should say, sorry, I should mention this actually. O'Neal was the backup quarterback that came in. Edwards Jr. is who started, and
Oh, okay.
I think, I think he needs to never sniff the field again
Oh yeah, for sure.
because 6 of 13 for 68, just like leave the program. How are you not like? How have you not been shot into the sun for those kind of numbers against a MAC team? Like you're embarrassing the Big Ten, genuinely. Like you're a Big Ten caliber quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like fuck the hell off.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with O'Neal at the helm, they might be a little bit better than we're probably letting on. But I would
Mm-hmm.
very much watch out for Wisconsin and their offense to really to sell them in games. So maybe Luke Fickell won't be fired, but personally, I think with where they are in the Big Ten in terms of offense and defense as a unit, I do not think they will sniff enough wins for the University of Wisconsin to say, "All right, Fickell, we're going to keep you around." I think they need to make a bowl game this year, or Luke Fickell is gone because they have had the longest active bowl streak in the entire FBS, and that got broken last year because they went 5-7.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean you look at their schedule, um, and it's a rough one.
It's Big Ten.
Well, before that, I don't know if you're aware, they
Oh,
play
even in the
Alabama.
non-conference.
They play
Yeah,
they
week 3 Bama.
Yeah. You host Middle Tennessee State, who just had an
Easy.
embarrassing loss.
They lost to an FCS team, but we'll talk about that in a
Yeah.
second.
Then you
Briefly.
go to Alabama, who now has everything to prove. If Luke
Yeah.
Fickell is able to pull off a win in Tuscaloosa, that's a whole different story. But with this quarterback play, he doesn't.
Guarantees his spot if he wins that game.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what happens the rest of the season. If he wins that game specifically, he's sticking around.
As it currently stands, Wisconsin has 6 ranked teams on their schedule. 6.
Yeah. 2 of them are back. Actually, and mind you, 4 of the 6 are in back-to-back 2-week stretches.
And they're at away and home series. So you
Mm-hmm.
go to Oregon, but the week before that you host Ohio State. But then you go to Indiana. Oh, but the week after that you host Illinois. Like
Doom and despair.
this is not a good look.
they're also at Minnesota this year, and Minnesota is going to be really chippy. I think PJ Fleck is a fantastic coach. He really is.
They also have to go to Michigan before all that even is started.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a rough one for Wisconsin.
You're in the big house. You're in the big house, and your quarterback play needs to be top notch there. Like genuinely, I have to give that stadium their flowers. It's really fucking loud.
When we went, me and
Yeah.
Kagai went, and I hate to say it because I hate to give Michigan any props.
It was fucking metro booming in that bitch.
And not only that, dude, it's a nice stadium. I just want to talk about that. It's a nice stadium.
It is.
It's really
Genuinely, I will always put the shoe above the big house. Always and forever will.
Obviously, but it's
the big house,
it's up there.
it's a nice stadium.
It's up there.
It is very nice.
It's all right.
It holds 100,000 plus people for a goddamn reason.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah. So after what is that? Almost an hour. We are now through the Thursday games. Ha 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 ha.
To be fair,
But also we're gonna
it was a thick schedule.
It was a thick Thursday schedule. So shout out to Army for losing to an FCS school in double overtime, which mind you, they didn't even have to do that because they missed a fucking field goal to not take it to overtime.
Yep.
Good job, guys.
This is Tarleton State. This is their second win ever over an FBS school.
Mind you, they are one of the better FCS programs. I want to mention that.
But they're not one of the best.
They're not one of the best. This is true. Like it is like for Army, that is fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder where your identity lies without Bryson Daly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because mind you, Bryson Daly was like a top 10 fucking Heisman candidate last year because he was that just athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Wake Forest, Kennesaw State, the ass off, dude. Wake Forest
is
going to win like maybe 2-3 games this year. They're genuinely atrocious.
Yeah, no, it's not
Like
going to be a
Kennesaw
good
State,
season.
I'll give them the pass because
Mhm.
that's in like their what, first or second year, or second or third year,
This is their second year, I believe, because last
second
year
year.
last year was
Yeah,
their first year, which is when they were in the video game.
yeah, that's right. So like in their second year, like whatever. I'm not gonna give
You
them shit
you
for
you went
that.
into Wake Forest house and you made it a close game. That's
Hmm.
what can I
That's
say about that?
yeah,
I
and that's the
wanna
thing is like when you play goes differently, you're
mhm.
you're sniffing a win there.
I wanna touch on the Baylor Auburn game
Yes,
just a little
that's the
bit.
biggest. I think that's the biggest game of Friday, personally.
Oh, for sure. Baylor, you let Auburn rush for 307 yards. You had
Back
that
it up.
game. You had it. Baylor was at home. They thought that, oh, Arnold isn't
Auburn's so overrated, and
Arnold
Arnold's ass, and
Arnold
blah
is
blah
not the
blah.
best quarterback.
He's not,
But
or that's what they thought.
you let him run for 137 yards. Not to mention you gave up 84 to Austin and 74 to Cobb and
Hmm.
dude, first of all, props to Auburn's running game. That's scary. If you rush
That's
for
it's
300
fucking
total yards
disgusting.
ever, that's scary.
That's fucking disgusting. You have almost three separate 100-yard rushers in one fucking game.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fucked.
it was insane. Um
I wanna look at their, and that's the thing. It's because it's well, hold on, wait, sorry. Yeah, they were averaging 6 yards a rush.
mhm. Yeah.
That is fucked in the head.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Baylor was only averaging 2.7. That's
Yeah.
not that good.
Yeah, and then you look at Baylor's defense, you're like, "Oh, why are they rushing? Why are they rushing?" The only recorded defensive sack, there's one.
One.
One sack, no picks. This
Sacco.
this
Who's Sacco?
this was a defense.
Ooh.
This was a
Dude, Auburn's defense. Wow, I didn't know they had four fucking total sacks.
mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was a lot. Um this
I
was this was a Auburn team that wanted to prove. Everyone was talking about Baylor. Everyone said that Baylor was going to be this really really good team and they were going to host
because
Auburn and
they were coming off a really hot streak at the end of the year.
yeah, they
It
were.
saved it saved oh, why can I not remember Baylor's coach's name? Fuck. Oh my God. I know it off the tip of my fucking tongue. Anyways, Baylor's coach was like on the brink of getting canned. And then he saved his job by winning like 6 straight games.
Yeah,
Hold on. I,
yeah.
I need to look.
Yeah, as I say, I don't remember his
Baylor,
name. I tried to look at their roster and he's not on there.
Baylor football coach. Dave Aranda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Dave Aranda was like inches away from, if he had lost another game, he would have gotten fucking fired.
Oh,
And
for
then he
sure.
went on this massive win streak at the end of the year, and everyone was like, oh shit, Sawyer Robertson is fucking him.
Mhm.
And Dave Aranda just saved his goddamn job
Yeah.
out of nowhere in a very chaotic Big 12,
Yeah,
mind you.
and I really like Robertson. I do, and that's why I was so high on Baylor to win the game.
Yeah.
What I
He's a
didn't
good fucking
what I
quarterback.
didn't account for was for everyone on Auburn to feast on the Baylor offensive line. I mean, they looked lost out there. This was a 24 point or this was 38 to 24. This was a 14-point game.
Mhm.
It felt like it was a 5 touchdown difference when Baylor stepped on the field. Yes, they had the passing yards, but other than that, they
They
looked
had
lost.
nothing.
They looked
Their
lost.
rushing is fucking terrible. Like their lead rusher, 14 carries,
Mm-hmm.
54 yards. And mind you, his longest rush was 50 yards. So out of those other 13 carries, 4 yards.
Well, we should say
And another one.
four positive total yards because we don't know how many plays he got stuffed on.
This is true. Again, like for a total of positive 4 yards on
Yeah.
13 rushes.
Insane.
That is fucking awful.
You're supposed to be
And
RB1,
it's not
buddy.
much, and it's not much better for RB2. 6 carries, 29 yards. Your longest is 17. Again, 5 rushes, 12 yards.
Yeah.
Atrocious.
Yeah.
Baylor needs to figure their rushing game the fuck out if they want to win a game.
And they have
Because
all these
they
dynamic
can't
receivers.
air raid it and win.
They have all these dynamic receivers. Why not incorporate the jet sweep? Why not incorporate more option plays? You have the capability to do that, but is it a coaching thing? Is it a design thing? Who knows? So
I'd almost want to go towards design, but then again, Dave Aranda has a good knack of getting himself into trouble and then getting himself out of it. Also, I want to bring something up on the offensive side of things, actually, since
yeah,
you're talking about
go for it.
Trig, how do you drop 9 passes?
Yeah.
7 receptions, 16 targets. Buddy,
Yeah, it's not a good look.
put some fucking gloves on.
Yeah.
Like Jeremiah Smith was blaming his gloves. You need to fucking blame your gloves, my brother in Christ.
Yeah, that was not a good look.
That is a horrible look.
having your most targeted receiver also have the most amount of incompletions. Not a great look for Baylor. They could have been really opportunistic. They should have won this game. They should have won this game. However,
Multiple turnover on downs as well. I should mention that as well.
well, yeah.
3 drives ended, and their only drive in the fourth quarter ended on a turnover on downs, but also that's because they had to, because there was a minute left and they were 9 plays in and 84 down. So.
Yeah. I look, that's the way she crumbles, you know? Sometimes you just get outplayed. But Baylor had their chances.
Hugh Freeze outcoached Dave Aranda. That is the long and short of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I think I do think the preseason hype for Auburn is gonna be fairly warranted.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that they're a bad team or anything, because I definitely don't think Auburn is a terrible team. I just don't think Arnold is the guy who's going to kind of take that next step and lead them in a SEC. Then again, this is an opportunistic season for the SEC. We've already seen Bama get embarrassed, which we'll talk about. Not saying that every SEC team is going to be like that, but if you're going to be an opportunistic team in the SEC, the time is now.
100%. Shout out App State for beating Charlotte.
Yeah.
Michigan State, once again, shout out to them. How did Aiden Childs do? Because I'm interested in him. 17 of 23 for 155 and 1 tutty. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I expected worse, really. I know he's been pretty inconsistent and pretty inaccurate in the past. So
yeah, I'm gonna talk about
But
Colorado
anyway.
for a second.
Yeah, Colorado, Georgia Tech. I wanted to get into that one next because I think the others are just worth mild passing 2 seconds.
I mean 320 yards.
Haynes King is fucking him.
Yeah.
He is a gritty fucking guy.
Yeah.
I really like him.
Yeah, that's.
And Georgia Tech's coach. Shit, what's his name? Do you remember?
Georgia Tech, you said?
Yeah. He's a really gritty guy.
I'm not entirely sure. That being said,
Brent Key.
Yeah.
Brent Key has done a really good job turning that team around.
I thought this was a really great game from King. I would have liked to see more passing production. Granted, we can't have everything.
That's not in their
Yeah, no. I mean, granted, we can't have everything we want. That being said, he was still plus 60%. He did have the interception, unfortunately. Which I didn't see, so I can't really tell if that was a design thing or if that was a his fault. If he missed something, I didn't see it, so I don't know. But I mean, the question now becomes for Colorado, how do you reevaluate? Because you just had a Heisman winner. You had Travis Hunter as a Heisman winner. He played both sides of the ball. You had all the guys who played with Shedeur. And you had
a draft hopeful.
They had a great team. So the question now becomes, have people been underestimating Shedeur in the NFL? Because you see what Colorado did. Mind you, this was a home game. Granted, they weren't going to be fantastic after just losing so many seniors. But the question is there. Have we really just undermined Shedeur's capability? Because there were times at Colorado where he showed great flashes.
Yeah. And that's why people were like, oh, yeah, he'll definitely go in the first round.
He should have. Granted.
Fucking Saints drafting Tyler Shuck every day, and guess what? This week I get to be tortured by it.
You missed some action. We talked about Wisconsin and Miami of Ohio, and you missed what other MAC team did we talk about?
I guess we kind of talked about Central Michigan.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it. Nothing insane. There's more to come. Don't worry, dude. There's more to come.
Yep.
But that was my thing. Is I watched Colorado essentially hand this game over to Georgia Tech. And what I think is just what do you do if you're Colorado? Realistically, what do you do? Because you have
one, you work on the rushing game.
Yeah.
Because that was non-existent. That was non-existent this game.
I mean,
I think is very readily.
Granted, both offenses only combined for rush was 146, pass was 159. However,
If you only, but 146 rushing yards on its own can still win you a game.
yeah.
It's the passing that's an issue, and it comes down to Kane Salter.
And granted, I don't think Salter's a terrible quarterback at all.
I just he's
Um
he's not the guy.
he I mean you're talking about a senior um
Played at
in
Liberty last
yeah,
year, but
yeah,
like
so
Liberty wasn't up to expectations last year,
yeah.
and you wonder if that's because of Salter or
I mean
not.
I mean you look at Salter, his last 5 games at Liberty, 83 passing yards, 108 passing yards, 104, 154 and 147.
That's in a worse conference, by the way.
Yeah, this is against teams like UMass, Middle Tennessee State. Like you can't
Bottom feeder
you
teams.
can't have that. You can't have
Yeah.
that and expect to go to a larger conference and immediately produce. I don't know what
Mhm.
Dion saw in him or what the organization saw in him, but I am what I'm
Right.
looking at when I watched what little bit of this game I did, the eye test, he's not the fit. This is definitely a bridge year for Colorado. They knew this. They knew this going into this year. But you want to be competitive, especially
Yeah.
in a Big 12 conference that's always open, it seems. And this is just kind of, I feel like, a miss when constructing this roster. That's kind of all I really have to say about this.
And I don't think their quarterback room gets much better the deeper you go. Is
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, I mean, you have
So
the one other quarterback who, I mean, I forgot Joseph Williams threw a pass in this game.
because fuck not, I guess.
But I kind of want to look at their roster quarterback wise. Um,
And Allen, Julian Lewis, Dominique
they do
Ponder.
have Julian Lewis, the freshman out of Georgia, and I believe, if I remember correctly, I thought that he was committed elsewhere and then flipped to Colorado, if I remember correctly, but maybe I don't. Anyway, I do know the name Julian Lewis.
He was locked in the QB1 battle with Jaden Salter.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
honestly, I think if Caden Salter starts to, I guess, excuse my rhyme, if Caden Salter starts to falter, you gotta give Julian Lewis the shot.
I disagree. I disagree, and what I mean by that is he's a true freshman. Bench him. If Salter is that terribly performing, then give your other older quarterbacks a chance to play, because you know that he's going to be the future quarterback. You know that. Salter is a senior, so he's automatically gone. They have
Yeah.
2 other juniors on the team. Let them play. This is a retooling year for Colorado, and everyone knew that. They're not
Yeah.
going to come out and immediately be aggressive, but I thought they would be competitive. So that's a little interesting for me, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think they
know.
were. I mean, they were technically competitive in this game, but it's
The
when
yard
when you look
discrepancy
at
tells me otherwise.
yeah, they. Oh, I should also actually. I know why this was closer than it was. Georgia Tech's first 3 drives, fumble, fumble, pick.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
They
not
started
great.
off horrendously,
Yeah,
but then
not great.
Colorado really just started to putter really bad after that. I
Yeah.
mean, there were 45 first quarter yards. So that's really, and in the fourth quarter they only put up 47 yards too.
Yeah,
Like
no.
you can't have those kind of quarters
Yeah. And
in
and
this game.
and this is where that, like, this is a Colorado team that definitely had the chance to be opportunistic. Like they had momentum to take a bigger lead and then just didn't, and that falls on Salter, obviously.
Yep.
That being said, I didn't think they were going to be Colorado hype was exaggerated once again. Yeah, no, like no one expected them to be like
100%.
crazy good, but I expected
Yeah.
them to be competitive. That's the thing.
I expected them to look like a team that's going to go .5, not whatever this is.
Yeah. And remember, they
Because
won.
this to me screams 5-7.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's kind of what everyone is expecting. Especially, I mean, I'm just going to take a peek at their schedule as my browser loads. You host Delaware and then you go to Houston. Whatever. and then you end your non-conference schedule by going to Wyoming. Or no, you host Wyoming. Excuse me.
That's a win
Um,
right there.
like
That's at least 2 out of 3 wins
yeah, I mean, and
for
then
sure.
but then you host BYU, you go to TCU, and then you
Those are
host Iowa State, and then go to Utah. I get Deion
that's
Sanders is a huge deal, but I'm so sick of the hype behind him coaching. I love the guy. I hate the hype. I don't think he's a terrible coach, though. I just think
yeah
there's a lot of nepotism in his system. He likes his guys, and he knows that, and everyone knows that. I don't think he's a
yeah
bad coach. I just think he's like many teams, they fall to nepotism, and I think that's just we're not seeing that pay off for Dion now. So something's gonna have to change. And I don't think it needs to be necessarily his coaching style. I like what he does. I like how he treats a lot of his athletes. I just think
yeah
maybe a coordinator here or there has to go, or maybe a defensive lineman, or maybe just a
or a positions
yeah,
coach.
maybe some shifts is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yeah,
So expect Georgia Tech to be I very much expect Georgia Tech to do what they did again last year,
yeah,
bring a lot of teams that are clearly above their weight class down to the wire just
yeah.
because of how they play and how Brent Key coaches those games.
Question. How many points do you think they lose by to Clemson in 2 weeks?
Georgia Tech,
Yeah, just honest prediction.
I say keep it a 2 touchdown game.
They they keep it within 14.
Yeah, which isn't like complete death,
Yeah,
but I think Clemson still comes out on
that's what
top. But
that's what
I think Georgia Tech
uh,
makes them look worse than they are.
that's what Asterisk said in the comments. He said 13 points.
13 points. Yep,
Um,
good man.
I don't know. I
Or
think I,
individual, I
I,
guess.
I, I think this Clemson team will have a little bit more to prove by then. So I'll say 3 touchdowns. But I don't hate it. You know.
Yeah. Shout out to UNLV for kind of bouncing back after. Or wait, did they almost lose to an FCS team this week or last week? Or I think that was the week prior that they
What
almost.
week 0? Yeah, no, week 0
Yeah,
that
they almost
they
lost to
almost lost to
Idaho
Idaho
State.
State.
So
Yeah.
good bounce back by UNLV.
Hmm.
It really sucks for Sam Houston to be down 0-2 to start the league, but also you're facing two of the best teams in your conference, Western Kentucky
Yeah.
and UNLV.
Yeah. Uh,
Like that's a really rough schedule, and
yeah.
also oh, they face Hawaii next week. I think they could possibly win that, but I don't know.
I'm a
They
big
versus
Rainbow
Texas.
Warriors guy, man. I don't know.
Texas though, the week after is really rough.
I'm a big Rainbow Warriors guy. I really feel
But
like Hawaii is just gonna keep going.
yeah. Let's see, I gotta look at St. Houston
Idaho
stats.
State fighting
They're
taters, obviously. No, dude, the helmet they dropped is beautiful. Um, that actually
yeah.
says fighting taters on it is beautiful.
They're averaging just a little under 200 yards a game. Actually, yeah, I don't know. Sam Houston might be pretty this year, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they're not going to do so great. Shout out Central Michigan for beating San Jose State. More action, hooray!
Yep.
Shout out Purdue for shutting out Ball State.
In-state game, very big for Purdue to do that.
Maryland, I think, got off to a really good start. I thought a lot of people were a lot higher on FAU. So it's kind of good to see Maryland show a sign of
I,
life.
I was one of those people.
I thought the run and hoot offense was going to be something this year.
Yeah.
But Maryland just took them by the fucking balls.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Also, their defense is really crazy. They
Hmm.
forced 6 picks,
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
which is just fucking nuts.
and granted, I'm gonna again talk about the conference discrepancies, but that's 6 interceptions. Let's be real for a second. That's
That
crazy.
doesn't happen,
That's crazy.
like ever.
No. No.
It just doesn't.
No. So hopefully we can
And the crazy part is that they still went for almost 200 for 260 in the air.
oh yeah.
Like they still got it done, but those picks just
Love me some
they
San
turned
Jose
everything around.
action and their uniform. Yeah, no, San Jose State's a chill place. They had the leading receiver last year. That guy was cool.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember his name, but he was cool.
Um,
Um,
but yeah, shout out to I believe his name is Malik Washington. Yeah.
yeah.
Shout out to Malik Washington, freshman. He's going to be pretty good for them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, he might be the next coming of Talia Tagovailoa for them
Who
because I know
who
they've been
is
sorely
playing
missing
in
that.
I believe he's playing in Canada.
Good for him then.
Yeah, good for him.
the Battle of the Orange, I think, is something very interesting to bring up
I
because
did watch this all of this game.
a lot of people really thought Tennessee was going to be nothing without Nico. I think that is very much the opposite.
I
I think the
yeah.
opposite is true.
Yeah. And I didn't think Tennessee was going to be nothing without Nico, but I definitely thought that this game I thought,
I knew Josh Heupel. I knew Josh Heupel was better than to let their
oh
team
yeah.
falter on one roster loss.
Oh yeah. My thing is if you watch the first half of this game, you would have seen the momentum shift into Syracuse's way so fast just to get it taken away that much even quicker. This Syracuse Orange team I thought was going to be a lot more opportunistic than they were. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
they just weren't. Granted, I did really like the way Syracuse played this game. I honestly thought Syracuse would have won. I thought they were close, man. I thought they were definitely going to walk away with something.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't see that. Their defense was really non-existent this game. I thought. That being said, they still threw for 200. They outpassed Tennessee, which I think is something in of itself.
That is Syracuse's way of doing that is air raid offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like Steve Angeli, I thought he did a pretty decent job. 23 or 40 is not the best like accuracy stat line, but like 274, not bad on the
Yeah,
day. But
yeah.
the 1-1 is kind of. But let's see, what else is there to get into? I mean, shit, they had. I mean, Texas. Or I mean, sorry, not Texas. Tennessee also just ran it down their fucking. It's like they are a very
Yeah.
well balanced offense.
Yeah, no, they are. This is definitely going to be another Volunteers team to watch out for. Granted, I don't think they're playoff caliber like they were last year.
Not like last year,
Um,
no.
that being said, this is definitely going to be a team that you're going to want to watch all season.
They're going to be top 20 caliber all season, and
Oh,
that's what it is. All right, let's get the big one out of the way. The one that I was live reporting for. OSU versus Texas.
all right.
A
One.
horns, a
Oh
down.
yeah, I was just like, just give me 1 second. I'm making a tweet, but I definitely want to get into this.
So I was there watching that game, and I will say, and this was confirmed in a post game interview, so this makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Our play calling very conservative on
It it
offense.
was, and
It
hot
very much was.
hot take. I was okay with it.
I think because that's the thing. Ryan, like Day even said afterwards, he didn't want to put Sane in a bad position in his first game because that would have just rattled him immensely.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought I thought Sane did what he needed to do.
appreciate you,
He
Asterisk.
made he made the small plays. Yep, we've been new.
Oh yeah.
He didn't want to put him in a bad position, and I understand that. Like it's his first game against the number one team. Like don't get me wrong, it's at home, so like that's
Number one
yeah,
team.
number one,
Okay.
number one team.
We'll get into Ryan
But
Day in a little bit. We'll kind of more delve into the coaching, but we're gonna do
I thought it
our
was
initial thoughts on the game for sure.
regardless, I thought it was smart. So
Oh
my
yeah,
thoughts on Texas and my thoughts on Ohio State
go
and
for
how
it.
we played.
And then
Texas,
I'll do the same.
Texas, they constantly shot themselves in the foot. They were playing like such an undisciplined team. It's genuinely shocking. Like I don't know what Sark is cooking down there, but he is cooking in the wrong direction because you have all of these fucking pieces. How the shit are you putting up? Let me see how many penalties. How the fuck are you putting up 6 penalties for 50 yards? Mind you, a lot of these were also drive killers. Like that is a major fucking
Yeah.
problem. OSU, we gotta we gotta we gotta give most of these carries to CJ Donaldson, man. He's way better than James Peoples. I'm sorry. I really liked James Peoples when I watched the spring game. I really did. I thought he was going to be
Hmm.
a lot better. He disappointed me this game. He really let me down. And a lot of people might look at a lot of sorry, I'm gonna circle back to Texas for a second.
Hmm.
Arch, he looked like I genuinely thought he was going to pass for at least like 200, 250. I a lot of people are saying this, and I'm going to agree with them. He looked like shit out there. He really did. He looked rattled, terrified. His mechanics. What was this fucking sidearm shit he's doing? You're not him, bro. I'm sorry. You're also playing one of the best defenses in the country. Why the fuck are you trying to like pull some pull some funny shit? I I truly do not understand it. He looked mechanically off. He was again just committing a lot of mistakes, overthrowing a lot of his guys, and also a lot of ground balls. Like his accuracy was just all over the fucking place. Don't get me wrong. He had a couple flashes where there were some really nice passes, but I think the negatives far outweigh the positives. Like that pick that he threw, he waited too long, and Jermaine Matthews just bit on it, read him like a fucking book. Boom, done. See ya. Um, and we talked about it for about 2 seconds earlier. Julian Sand, I think he did just fine. Truly, I think he will very much ball out against Grambling and Ohio because they're gonna let him. They're gonna cut him loose a little. And I think that's what they should do. I think this game would have been a lot more in OSU's favor if they had cut him loose a little bit more. But I also understand the reason for keeping him kind of tempered and just being more in a game manager position. That's all we needed from him, really, because the defense stepped up, which, by the way, Matty P, I was not, well, okay, I was low-key familiar with your game, but I did not trust in that man enough. I should have. He's that was truly a defensive masterclass for the ages. And scene.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna take over here for a little bit because there's a couple things I want to talk about. I am gonna kind of echo some things you touched on.
We didn't need to take risks. The ultra conservative playbook is smart, but just got paid off and shot. Yeah,
yeah,
they had the potential, but
yeah.
it's
Oh yeah.
Again, they shot themselves in the foot. They looked undisciplined. So, anyways,
for sure. Arch, it's not the fact that he looked uncomfortable. It's the fact of he looked like he was over perfecting himself. There were plays where he was going to throw, backed off, then went to throw again, and then completely missed his man. Or he would underthrow someone because he tried to rush it. Or he was trying to run, but he couldn't decide, and then on the very next play, he would stay in the pocket for too long, and then we would get a sack. He looked like he was trying to overcorrect himself at every single point, which makes me think one of two things. Arch has complete and total freedom out there, or he is so hindered to the point where he is worried about making any mistake. Granted, if it's coaching, if it's, family pressure, whatever it is, external pressure, whatever it is. If that's the truth, then he needs to go see a therapist, because there were so many plays that he just did not accomplish due to his own fixtures on himself, not for any other reason. And I'm saying this because I like Arch Manning. I really do. It sucks that he's going to Texas, but of course he is. I would have loved to see more out of him, not because this wasn't a competitive game. This was a immensely competitive game, which I loved.
it got very scary at the end.
Yeah, no, Wisner for Texas. He's gonna be their cowbell. He's going to be their blue chip running back that they need in a SEC run. Like, he's going to be that guy for them. I really like Donaldson. I like how he played. He was very strong. I'm going to disagree a little bit with Kai Guy here. I think Peoples is really good. He's just young. So that's my thing. He isn't the shot out of the cannon guy that we expected him to be like he was in camp. However, he's still young. This was the best rush defense that OSU will face this year. So I definitely think watch out for more James Peoples, and I think he's going to get more opportunities, especially in these next two games. I want to talk a little bit about Carnell Tate. Dude,
that 40-yarder.
Carnell
best
Tate,
wide receiver 2 in the fucking country.
Carnell Tate is so good. Carnell Tate probably is the closest thing I've seen to Garrett Wilson since he was drafted to New York. I literally feel like I'm watching Garrett Wilson 2.0 out there. Smith looked interesting. I think Hartline was cooking up some bullshit for Jeremiah Smith, if I put it bluntly. There were a lot of plays where Smith was on the receiving end of just terrible design. First of all, we're still doing the bubble screen shit. That's a discrepancy I have. Is Kai Guy frozen, or am I trolling? Oh. Was my Discord fucked? It might be.
Oh, because now my camera's not. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, yeah,
now your
you were
camera's
frozen.
back.
Yeah, you were frozen for a second on Discord.
That's weird. What were you saying before? Sorry, let's run that back.
Okay, yeah, okay, kind of re-roll a little bit. All because I joined my bad, LOL.
There we go. We're back.
So we talked about Carnell Tate. I said that this is the most Garrett Wilson like player I've seen since Garrett Wilson was at Ohio State. Jeremiah Smith was getting fed bullshit plays, and I mean that. Hartline was trying to make him do everything in staying conservative. Jeremiah Smith was on the back end of shitty routes and bubble screens. If you're going to have a Heisman candidate wide receiver, treat him like one. This is not a short field guy who he can do it, but let's not make him into that. Let's not lock him into that. If you
because there were a couple plays where I saw him sprinting down the field, and his man is like 2 yards back.
Yeah.
They very much could have dropped that in the breadbasket, easy peasy.
If you wanted a short route guy and you wanted to run screens, give it to Brandon Inniss. Jeremiah Smith is stronger. He's a better blocker. I don't know what Hartline was cooking there. And granted, I didn't like Hartline his first year as offensive coordinator. I thought we got a little stagnant. I don't want it to happen again. And that's kind of what I feared.
Wait, I think this is his first year as offensive
coordinator. No, because he was promoted to offensive coordinator 2 years ago because we had Chip Kelly for only 1 year.
I see. So it was like kind of Chip Kelly, Brian Hartline combo, and now it's just Brian Hartline right now.
Yes, because here, Brian Hartline. I wanna fact check myself, but I'm pretty sure he was promoted before.
I really did think Max Clare was going to do better as well.
So here,
but whatever.
As a coach, 2017, offensive quality control assistant. 2018 to 2022, wide receiver coach. 2023. Offensive coordinator and wide receiver coach. 2024, he shared the position with Chip Kelly.
I see. Okay.
And then now he's just the offensive coordinator. And that's what I didn't like about Brian Hartline in the sense of we got really, really, really conservative in some games 2 years ago. Granted, I think he's an amazing coach, but then I kind of saw the plays he drew up for Jeremiah Smith. I'm like, what are we doing here? This guy is the best receiver in the country by a country mile. Let's act like it.
Yeah, and that's what lost us. That's what lost us to TUN last year as well.
Chip Kelly mentioned obligatory. Granted, Ohio State defense shocked me, blew me out of the water. I knew that front seven looked really good. They did.
Demons.
And you got to remember, this is an entire new front four. This is an entire new defensive end and DT room starting. Yeah. And they looked phenomenal against Texas, who arguably has a top 3 offensive line.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say except go Buckeyes. We won. And take this momentum and ride it home. And
thank you, Bo Atkinson.
And thank you, Bo Atkinson. Absolutely. I have nothing else to say about this game. I thought Day played it well. I thought, yes, we were conservative, but like Kai said, we did what we needed to do. We kept saying in comfortable positions. He made good throws. The throw to Carnell Tate, could it have been better? Yes. But guess what? The receiver made the play. And that's sometimes what you need. And that's what won us the game.
Yeah.
So honestly, good on Day, good on the Buckeyes.
Shoot, there was something.
Let's go win another championship, man.
Yeah. So, and I think we'll see the offense get a little more explosive as time goes on, and I think that's what needs to happen. The defense will stay pretty darn good, and let's just hope that everyone stays healthy, and I think we'll be okay. I want to see a little more of Max Clare next time. I want to see him perform a little bit better because I thought he minorly underperformed.
Twin, can you help me with my behavioral
Yeah.
health quiz?
It's not. That's crazy.
Bro, what? I mean, what's up, bro?
That's crazy.
Were you like texting me? No, you weren't. What the fuck?
That's crazy.
All right. Do you have any final remarks on this game?
Go Bucks, horns down. Let's go win another one.
Nah,
like you said.
Nah, live on Twitch. Okay, bet. All right, behavioral health. Let's do it.
All right. Well, I'll take over for now. Shout out to Kent fucking State for winning their first game in almost 2 years.
Woo!
700 plus days without a win, and it's a 4-point victory against Merrimack College.
They almost blew it. They almost
They
blew it.
truly, they almost lost it to fucking Merrimack College. So shout out to Kent State for getting another dub and not doing back-to-back 0-12 seasons.
Good for
Um,
them.
Mississippi State, Southern Miss. I thought Southern Miss would put up more fights. Mississippi State is much improved from last year. Because
They
Southern Miss is literally just Marshall transplanted into Southern Miss.
true. Mississippi State did look like a competent team. Definitely new for them.
Yeah,
But
better than last year.
yeah, but that's a good win. And it's good in the sense of they were away, and they're not an SEC team that really gets the home field advantage like others do. But that's a good
Yeah,
win. They
that was a
doubled
very
they
good win
doubled
for
up
them.
Southern Miss. Good for them. If you want to talk about some
Northwestern
of these
looked like
smaller games, I'm
complete
going to go to the
shit.
restroom.
Yeah, that's fine. Northwestern looked like shit. But what's new? Um, I thought Tulane put on a pretty decent showing. I think John Summerall has that program going in the right direction, even without um, excuse me, even without Darian Mensah, who's now playing for Duke. Um, Obviously, Tulane now has Jake Retzloff, who transferred from BYU. I think in his first game, I thought he did really well. 152 passing yards, 113 rushing yards, one touchdown in the air and on the ground for him. I thought that was pretty good. Preston Stone, brother, you need to fire up fucking Indeed. 161 yards, 4 picks against Tulane's defense. Like, I don't know. Northwestern, they gotta figure something the fuck out because 4 picks in a game and like these offensive numbers are just not going to cut in the Big Ten, especially when you're allowing Tulane to go for 419 yards. That's not Big Ten. That is not Big Ten defense. That is not emblematic of what the Big Ten is about. But we'll see if Tulane keeps this up. But green wave in a sense to really win this, to really shut things out. Go Navy, obviously. Let's see, UK Toledo. So if my page will fucking load, thank you very much. So obviously Zach Calzada from Virginia, did not play a very good game, but Kentucky, they had the running game to really put it down their throats. Shout out Chip Trayanum though, OSU legend. But 14 to 41, not great. They had Toledo was more of an air raid offense. We knew this since the Dequan Finn days as well. I think Tucker Gleason is their guy. I think Toledo just needs to be better on defense, but also it's an SEC team versus a MAC team. There's going to be some discrepancies. Oh, I didn't know Chip Trayanum played at Kentucky last season. That's interesting. He's been bounced around it seems, but I think Toledo will have a pretty good season in the MAC. They'll obviously be one of the top contenders. Oh, I'm I'm frozen and I cut out for. Well, let's hope not, because I'm looking at my stream. That's why. Uh, okay, I should be back now. There we go. That's better.
Oh shit! Did something happen?
Um, I don't know. I froze for a second, but I'm just
Oh,
going over. I'm just going over Toledo, Kentucky right now.
okay, great.
Anyways, I thought Tucker Gleason looked pretty good. Zach Calzada is really, really, really mid. Actually, pretty bad. But Kentucky's ground game was really, really good. Shout out Chip Trayanum, by the way.
OSU
OSU
legend.
legend.
Well,
Except he played at Kentucky last year, and then also is playing at Toledo this year, which I think is kind of funny. He kind of
yeah.
weird, like a weird homecoming type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but anyways, I was just finished up saying Toledo's going to be a good team in the MAC this year. I think UK is not going to be that good this year, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not new news. So that's just kind of there. Let's see. Um, Indiana looked worse than I thought against Old
Oh
Dominion.
yeah, for sure.
They
They
are they
they
are a
are.
shell of what they were
Oh,
last
for
year.
sure.
They're going to get eviscerated in Big Ten play. I
Yeah.
think they are going to get fucked over really bad. Like their hype carrying over from last season
Mm-hmm.
did not go very well.
No,
So
no,
yeah,
not at all.
Toledo definitely impressed. I can that opinion.
Um,
Let's see what else is there.
Oh,
Shout out Temple actually for beating UMass on their first game on a new coach,
yeah.
even though UMass really fucking sucks. But regardless, good
Hey,
win for them.
hey, Northern Illinois, Holy Cross. That was a good game.
Peak,
That was
peak ass
that was a
game.
good
I was
game.
watching the end of that. Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
You love the guys that really fight it out to take it home.
Mhm.
All right. I see the next
Now
I see
the
the next big
game.
ticket.
All right, I'm starting with this one. I'm starting off. You started off OSU Texas. I'm starting off this one.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Castellanos, my guy. He just came out there and whoop. I loved him at Boston College last year. I loved him so much at Boston College. I
Yep.
always watch them because I don't know why. I
He played
saw,
like he was ready to get a concussion every week. That's
dude,
why.
dude. I thought that Florida State looked like the most dominant team of the entire week. They took Alabama and they put them over their knee and shot them in the head. This was the biggest Florida State fan for all four quarters. Me too. And mainly because I don't believe in Alabama and their coach. Their coach sucks. Simpson, given his tools on what he is, which is a pocket passing quarterback, he played okay. But if you're going to go to Alabama, you are not okay. You are never okay. You need to be better than okay. And Simpson is not that. You look at Castellanos and what he did, not just because he ran, not just because he passed and had really big plays. He looked electric and he made everyone else around him electric. This is a locker room guy who I would kill for. And you look at the defensive differences. Let's look at the sack numbers. There was 1 for Alabama, 2, 3 for FSU. So you're not only talking about an offense that had so much life in it that it was just kept building on itself the entire game, because that's what FSU was doing. It just kept improving on itself. But you also have a Florida State defense that had stuffed this Alabama run game to a beyond expression that I wasn't even fathoming. This Florida State defense stood so tall, so poised. Dude, they look like they're about to compete for a national championship. If you told me this team won 2 games last year, I would have laughed in your face.
Most people thought you would have been crazy if you said Florida State would have won 2 games last year.
Exactly. This team looks excellent. Granted, there's one thing I don't like about it, and Alabama does always have a great passing defense. Castellanos only attempted 14 passes. If you're going to play in the ACC, where a lot of these games are shootouts, you cannot be one-dimensional. While I think this is a fantastic win for their program, and this is a great way to start the season, if they want to keep being good, Castellanos is going to have to rip this thing. And because they have...
That's the thing. We've seen that he can.
He can, and that's the thing. But are the coaches going to let them? This is a Florida State team that is 2 years removed from Jordan Travis. Heisman finalist. But you remember his dual threat ability. This is definitely a team where we're gonna have to think. Kyler rubbing his hands together like he plotting something. So true, so true.
Yeah, because I'm ready to roast the shit out of Alabama.
But Simpson, I think he's a good quarterback. Do I think he's an Alabama quarterback? Hell no. This is a guy who needs to be starting in a Big 12 team, and then we would talk about him. But to complete hardly 50% of your passes for 2 touchdowns, yes, you put up 254 yards. This is also against an ACC defense that you guys were favored to beat by 2 touchdowns. You were supposed to do this. You got punched in the mouth, and that's really it. Also, this Alabama run team is dog shit. This is a terrible, terrible run. This might be one of the worst Alabama run offenses I've seen in my lifetime. Granted, it's 1 game. Are we probably over-speculating? Yeah. But what do we have to go off besides the eye test and the numbers? I watched the game. I'm seeing the stats. Unless Alabama proves something to me, their next out-of-conference games, they play, first of all, who the hell even is that? Lamon? What? and then they play
Oh,
with
that's Louisiana Monroe. Louisiana
oh
Monroe.
Louisiana
ULM.
Monroe. Thank you. Um,
Look at the logo.
oh yeah, yeah. I can't see that. And then Wisconsin. Your first conference game is at Georgia. This is going to be a rough time for Alabama because not only that, they have a 3-week stretch of Tennessee, South Carolina, a 4-week stretch of Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, and Oklahoma. Dude, this is going to be a rough Bama team if they don't figure it out. And given Florida State's newfound life, it seems, let's see if they can pull it off. Let's see if they can make a run. Let's see if they can try to dogfight their way to beat Clemson for the ACC title. Let's see. I would love nothing more. I despise Clemson, by the way. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, fuck Dabo.
Yeah, man, take it away. I feel like I talked enough.
Yeah, no, I want to highlight a couple of things. One, no Justice Haynes. You guys are fucking buns. Which Justice Haynes is very much him, and I am terrified of him for one specific reason. But we'll get into that. I want to preface after Bama's first TD drive, they were looking good. They were up 7-0. You're thinking, okay, this game's progressing how it should. That's when the brakes fucking fell off. Missed field goal. 2 punts on the 2 drives they had in the second. A turnover on downs to start their second half. A field goal, a punt, and a turnover on downs. They didn't get another touchdown until early in the fourth quarter. Like, their offense was truly inept. It really sucks what happened to Ryan Williams. I do hope he feels better. But, at the same time, before he got injured, 5 catches on 11 targets for only 30 yards. That's, for someone who was supposed to rival Jeremiah Smith, that's laughable. Don't get me wrong. Giovanni, or I believe his name is Giovanni Bernard, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Are you thinking of
Or
the
Jeremy,
NFL?
Jeremy,
I say, are you
Jeremy
thinking of the
Bernard.
NFL player Giovanni Bernard?
I'm thinking NFL player, but it's Jeremy Bernard. Granted, Jeremy Bernard, good player. I think he will do great things for this team. But the fact that your second best receiver in yardage is 115 yards back, you look terrible. Like, your running game is non-existent. Your passing game is only going to one fucking person. Mind you, your number one guy was injured at some point in the game. I don't remember when exactly. But
It was like the
that
third
doesn't
quarter, I think.
regardless, yeah. And that's the thing. You had those 3 drives that you still had Ryan Williams that you could still utilize. So it just doesn't, like, Kellen DeBoer is not that guy. Like, this is like his 3rd or 4th unranked team that he's lost to. He's been coaching for 2 years and he has lost to 4 unranked teams in his couple years of coaching.
Saban lost to 4 unranked teams in his tenure at Alabama for what felt like a million years.
Literal decades.
Their current coaches already lost to 4. It's
in like what, 2 years, 2-3 years?
This is his
Oh, my
second
friends are here
season.
from the
This
other-
is either
yeah.
his second or third season. It's not good.
Either way, losing to one unranked opponent a year, that I hate to make the comparison because I do love the guy. It reeks of Urban Meyer OSU.
Oh yeah.
It reeks of games that you shouldn't be fucking losing. Like, at all.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no.
So
This is a
Bama is in a lot of trouble. FSU, I think, could make a really good run at the ACC. I'm with you on that one. Bama needs to get their fucking shit together. Ty Simpson needs to be more accurate, or he's like, Alabama fans will have him on a stake by the end of the year if he doesn't perform.
yeah.
They will have him drawn and quartered and hung up in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I mean, there's no really other way to put it. I will say for FSU, they do have a lighter schedule this year. Granted, it is the ACC. They do play Miami. They do play Clemson. They host Miami, though, which I think is going to be a really big thing for them. But then they have to go into Death Valley. Well, I guess we'll call it Clemson Stadium for now because it's not the real Death Valley, and we all know why.
Go Tigers.
Their next 3 games are against TMAC or TAMC, excuse me. And then we have Kent State and then at UVA. So that's going to be a really good stretch for FSU
That's a nice, easy stretch.
Yeah, it's to build some momentum. They host Miami on October 4th, and then they play Pitt, and then they go to Stanford. They have a bye. They host Wake Forest, go to Clemson, and then obviously rivalry week a couple weeks later. They go to Gainesville this year. So
They have some good down weeks though in between
oh, for
the
sure.
really hard games.
But this is even more telling for this University of South Florida team that I'm gonna be really high on until I see them shit the bed. Um, how do they play in this? Because they play both Florida and Miami. So if USF does what I want them to do, then that shakes up everything in FSU's plan.
Very much so.
I think for Florida football specifically, these next 4 weeks are going to be
Very
wild.
telling.
Yeah, they're gonna be wild.
And also, you love to see the downfall of Bama.
Yeah.
Fucking wave down, bitch. Let's see. All right. So I think we talked about that as much as we can.
Oh, for sure.
So, one thing I want to highlight: Oklahoma, Illinois State. That was John Mateer's first game at Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming from Washington State. I thought he was a pretty highly touted recruit, and he had a fantastic day. Like it was very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, it's Illinois State, but regardless, he was electric. 30 of 37, 392, 3 tutties, 1 pick. The 1 pick is a little concerning, but when is a pick ever not concerning? Like genuinely.
Yeah, true.
Um,
I feel like I'm at a lecture right now.
yeah, well, this is low-key a lecture,
It
so.
is. It is.
I think Oklahoma needs to work on their rushing game just like a little bit, but it's an inferior opponent. You don't want to boot down your running backs or anything like that. But also, this was a team that didn't even break 500 last year. I'm not gonna have the highest of expectations for them, but
To be fair, they do play Michigan next week. This was a big telling game for me. They were able to construct a good passing offense. I'm not super high on Oklahoma. However, they do host Michigan. So
they could take it to them. They could bring it to them real hard.
They're favored by 5.5. I think it's going to be a 3-point game, 3-point or less. To be honest, this is definitely
It's going to be a close one.
This is going to be a close game. I pray Oklahoma beats Michigan. Look, dude.
I pray.
Look, we beat Texas. If they can beat so there's really only I mean, both sides of the coin are positive for as a Big Ten fan. Michigan loses, and I see them cry. Great. The other positive, Big Ten owns the SEC.
Yeah.
Whoever wins this game, there is a net positive. That's what I have to really say about that.
Mm-hmm.
There was one game
Iowa Albany. I'm bringing up Albany for one, Jade's sake, two, because Iowa's offense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been atrocious, but like I expected so much better. How
Yeah.
the fuck do you only pass for 48 yards?
Yeah, that it was.
That is an FCS school.
Yeah.
All love to Albany though. All love.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like, holy fuck.
No,
you're gonna be so bad this year.
Dude, this was an FCS school in your home. Not only is Albany an FCS school, they tripled them up in the passing department. And Albany is not a good rushing team, so we knew that Iowa was going to win. But going into the game, there was a point where Albany led. That's embarrassing if you're Iowa, dude.
Only 3 points in the first quarter? That's disgusting.
Granted, they did rush for 300 yards. We are not going to slander Iowa in that department because Williams is legit.
Specifically the pass department.
Yeah, Williams is legit. I believe it's Xavier Williams.
Something like that.
Xavier Williams. He's good. He's a good running back. We do love the Great Danes here. Yes, we do. We do love the Great Danes. Albany just can't run the football. And that's not really a discredit to them. But if you're an FCS school, you're going to have to not only build a running back core, you're also going to have to build an offensive line. And you just don't get those recruits. You don't. So that's really nothing against Albany. If you recognize the quarterback for Albany, he played at Buffalo last year, Jack Shields. This was a guy who was a MAC quarterback last year. Granted, he didn't play. Um, except in November
Oop,
where he ran 3 times.
what's the L ads for?
L
Oh,
ads.
L
Oh,
ads.
cause in my stream.
Oh, ad breaking. Yeah, I got the same thing for ad breaking progress. Lol.
Oh, I need to set up a timer for that. Sorry. I turned the ads down at least. I turned them down. I'm very sorry, but I'm also trying to make money.
Against a big one touchdown as an FCS school against a Big Ten squad, and also leading at some point is impressive. This is
Bruh,
35 ads.
35 ads. Who the fuck are you trolling? Who are you?
What are we fucking
Who are you
jinxy?
trolling, dude? I'm not posting no 35 ads. Hell
We're
no.
not fucking jinxy, bruh. Fuck off.
True.
That's funny as fuck though.
4 years
Or
of
you.
ads. Bro, Braden, you are greedy with the ads. I'm not. I turned him down. I'll turn him off. I'll turn him off.
Oh my
Next
god,
stream, I'll turn him off.
that's so funny. But yeah, no. Regardless, like the summary of this game is that Iowa, you're fucked, bro. You're
Oh yeah.
fucked
Oh
going into
yeah.
Big Ten play.
Iowa State
Like
is
you're
next
gonna
week,
get
by the
fucking
way.
ran through. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. There.
Shout out to Austin Peay for beating Middle Tennessee and making it fucking embarrassing. Because how do you lose to a FCS team by 20 fucking
Yep.
points? That
Yep.
is disgusting. Middle Tennessee might not win a game the rest of the year.
Oh yeah, probably.
Let's see.
Oh,
Shout out to North Dakota for
shout
taking Kansas State.
shout out Memphis. They really impressed me.
What
45 to
did?
10.
Oh, Chattanooga. Yeah.
They impressed me. I watched a little bit of that game. Shout out to them. They're a team
The
on.
American, I think they'll be a part of the conversation for the American Conference
Oh,
again,
for sure.
of course, of course. But yeah, shout out North Dakota for almost bringing it to Kansas State. Kansas State looks like a mess.
Dude,
They look like a mess.
they are not a good team. Avery Johnson
They are
is
not
not
going to
a
be a
good
good team.
quarterback. He is
I really thought
terrible.
Avery Johnson was going to be better. He's just not good.
I was higher on him, but I wasn't as high as other people were. That was my thing with Avery Johnson. Everyone was so high on him. I think he's okay, but given this Kansas State team so far, there's more problems than the quarterback. This is a coaching problem. No way these games should be this close. This is a defense problem. We saw it against Iowa State
Yeah.
and Dublin. This was definitely a defense problem because they had the opportunity to win this game multiple times, failed, almost blew it to North Dakota. This is just a bad team. I don't expect them to be top 25 a month from now.
No, they shouldn't be top. They aren't even top 25 this week.
Oh, are they not? Did they fall out completely?
No, they fell out completely.
Oh,
Utah, I think,
beautiful.
took one of those
Beautiful.
spots. Yeah, they were. See ya. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah. Texas A&M, UTSA. UTSA brought it to them. I'm not gonna lie.
UTSA looked like a team. I
Yeah.
think
For once, they looked like a team. So we'll see how Texas A&M fares the rest of the year, but we got to see how they get into Big Ten play. So before I say anything about that, and also because I don't give a shit about
you
them.
mean SEC play for Texas A&M?
I thought I said SEC.
You said
Or maybe I said something.
You said Big Ten play, brother.
Dude, I swear to God, I hear things out. I hear things like that I say, and then I'm like, and then people are like, "No, you did not fucking say that." I will say, Marcel Reed.
Mm-hmm.
He's got it.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Starting him was the right call. Owen McCown is kind of mid, but then again, UTSA was more of a running offense, so that makes sense. Like 177 yards and 2 tutties, that's fucking gnarly. So I think Texas needs to work on their rush defense, or else they might run into some trouble with some SEC play.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna touch on the Michigan game. It was Bryce Underwood's first game.
I don't give a shit.
He looked okay as a as a true freshman. 21 to 31, 251 with a touchdown. Their biggest star was obviously Haynes. 16
3 tutties.
Yeah, 3 tutties. 160. And then obviously
I'm scared of it.
The other big part of the story is New Mexico throwing 3 interceptions. That's probably
and yet it's still a 17-point game.
True.
It should not have been a 17-point game.
It should not have been a 17-point game.
That should have been at least a 5-score game.
Okay, Michigan was favored by 34 and a half. They only scored 34. I want to talk about one thing, and I might get a little pushback for this because I am an OSU guy.
You talk about this, I'm gonna go feed my cat so he stops fucking bugging me.
Okay. Well, I'll actually wait for you because I need your opinion too.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I say we'll
I'll be
wait.
back in a second, I
Yeah, I
promise.
say we'll wait for him to feed his cat. Um, but there's Michigan definitely needs to lock up on defense if they want a shot. New Mexico, they should not have scored 17 points. And that was a good time. I don't control it. It's on a timer. I don't control that. I need to set up like the actual like I need to set like the ad notifier, but like I don't control that. I set it to. I can look on my phone. Twitch. Let's see what I have it to. And if I need to, then I'll lower it. I promise. Give us the ads. He's greedy. I'm not greedy. Oh my god. Let's look here. Oh, I don't think I can do it on my phone. Um. Yeah, no, I can't. I'm messing with you, bro. I know. I have to play along, bro. I have to play
All
along.
right.
All
There we
right.
go.
Okay. Did you see the play on the Michigan defensive end that was called for targeting?
For what again?
Targeting.
No.
I will pull it up right now.
Okay. Let me. All right, I'm checking your stream. Give me time to see it.
Let's see. Let me see if it's on YouTube.
Tube.
Maybe it's this one. I wanna. Okay, so this is just him talking about it. Never mind. They're all just talking about it. Oh my goodness. Targeting clip.
It's those copyright laws or whatever.
Here. Let me see if I can find it on Twitter. Here it is. I don't care what you say. This is not targeting. This is a bullshit call.
That's not fucking targeting. That is a normal sack.
Look at this. He grabs the
That's
quarterback's head so he doesn't fall. And he extends his arms when he's close to the ground so he's not wrapped up. This is a bad call by the refs. And now this number one on defense is out for the first half of the Oklahoma game.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I had to
That's
get that
beyond
out because I saw that and I was like, oh, he launched himself. That's the reason why they would call that targeting, is because he launched himself and hit the quarterback with the crown of his helmet. And then I saw the close-up replay. I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't fucking targeting. And then I watched,
Yeah, they're tweaking.
and then I watched it again. The first angle of the video that we just saw was the last angle I saw, because I saw a different video that had him in succession, and I saw that. I'm like, dude, this is the most bullshit call I've ever. If I was a Michigan fan, I'd be so mad at that. I think that's the stupidest shit of all time. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. He didn't launch himself. He did not hit him with the side of his helmet. If anything, he hit him with his face mask, which is even more impervious on the defender than. Fuck, man, that's terrible. I hate Michigan
Terrible
with my
call.
whole heart and soul, but fuck, make the right call.
Yeah, you still have to make the right call at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think I can point to two drives where Michigan's offensive ineptitude really showed. They had a drive start at New Mexico's 17-yard line. You know what they came away with? A field goal from the 3-yard line.
Wow. Yeah.
They couldn't punch it in from 3 yards out.
Yeah. The new
That is
offensive
terrible.
the new offensive unit looked a little slow. And granted, you have a true freshman, Bimpy, with the fucking subscription, my boy. Oh my god, it's a
Hey,
subby
yo.
day. Yo, man, we might have to keep doing this
Good man,
because
good man,
I'm
good man.
getting more subs and views than I ever have.
Hey, I'm telling you, make it a weekly thing.
This is a weekly thing now, guys. Bimpy
This-
and Darth Asterisk just solidified that, by the way.
This will come to you on Mondays though. Knowing the ball will come to you, or the ball knowing nowhere. Fucking hell, whatever. I'm done. What did I fucking call this bullshit again? I don't know. Whatever. It's coming to you on Mondays.
Bro said every Wednesday in chat.
Wednesday. I mean, if it works for you, it works for me.
To be fair, we could
The knowing ball. There we go. Jesus Christ.
talk about NFL too.
This is true. Regardless, the knowing ball
Regardless.
will come to you on a weekly basis, either Monday or Wednesday.
Yeah,
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll try Monday out and see if it works. But we might
If
keep it on.
not,
Yeah, if not, we keep
Wednesday.
it on Wednesdays. Whatever. Okay.
Yep.
So there,
Regardless,
this
Michigan offensive ineptitudes.
they did look a little sloppy. They did look a little slow. However, you could if you were a if you talk about the NFL, do you think the okay? We're not going to talk about the NFL right now. Season hasn't started yet. Oh my fucking god! 70 beats.
Ayo. Ayo.
I don't know why it's
Ayo.
going. It's just going.
It just keep fucking going. That's so funny. Hey, making it a 75 piece. Ayo.
75. Hey, bro, I really appreciate that. You're. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ayo.
All right. So,
Okay.
yeah, definitely looked a little slow. Granted, true freshman quarterback. I think that Bryce Underwood really lived up to the hype in the sense of the matter of he looked poised. He was making really good throws. This is a guy who is definitely going to be good in Big Ten play. I not saying I'm scared for him, but we're gonna. I mean, this
Hey,
is
yo. Oh, I don't have my fuck. I don't have my alerts up or my follows up. Shit.
yo, dang,
Bimpy and Darth with the follow and the sub. There we go. Hold on.
wow.
I gotta
Appreciate the views, boys.
nah.
Appreciate the views and the
I gotta
support.
fucking change that. I gotta copy my alert box
Yeah, as I say,
like ASAP. Like I'm Rocky,
all
bruh.
right, so while he does that, I'm gonna kind of talk a little bit here about this game. Then we'll move on to the other big game. Um, Definitely Michigan is going to be one of the better
All right.
teams again.
Let me rerun the ads.
Yep.
There we or rerun the follows. There we go. Thank you, Darth, for the follow. And of course. Oh wait, hold on. Once it decides to play. Thank you, sirs.
Also,
We appreciate
I
it.
think Darth. I think you said something about the Reds need to lock in. This team is doomed. So that's my opinion.
Oh, we gave a
Oh
damn for the whole
baby,
state of Michigan, the whole state of
babe,
Michigan, the
the
whole
whole
state
state
of
of
Michigan.
Michigan. We don't
We
give
don't give a damn for
for
the
the
whole
whole
state
state
of
of
Michigan,
Michigan,
'cause
'cause we're
we're from
from
Ohio.
Ohio. Very good.
We're from Ohio. Oh, wait. We're from Ohio. Io. We don't
Yep.
give a damn for the whole state of Michigan.
Jesus,
State of
bro.
Michigan, the whole state of Michigan. We don't give a damn for the whole state of Michigan 'cause we're from Ohio.
There we go.
And thank
Beautiful.
you very much.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. We got a fucking hype train for the first time ever in this stream. My
Yeah.
God, dude.
Holy fook.
It just keeps going. How do I end it?
Was
Stop.
I in the chorus? I think my Discord probably cut out.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. No more bits. Hey, bro, I do appreciate the
That's
support. I really
insane.
do.
That's
We have a
insane.
fucking train for the first time ever.
Bosses all
Hype train
around.
time to
Holy
switch
shit.
up on the day
Oh, fuck you, bro.
one. Oh, I can't. I can't. All right. Anyway,
That's fucking crazy.
I think I've stomached all the Michigan talk I can.
Yeah, I'm done talking about this bitch ass fucking team.
Now
Fuck this
on
piece of shit team.
to
Let's
the
see.
night game.
Oh, the Tigers. Also, shout out Missouri State for their first game in the FBS, by the way, even though USC absolutely opened up their assholes. But congratulations to them.
He said, "But," after he talked about some
But also,
assholes.
but also congratulations to Delaware for winning their first FBS game. Admittedly, they beat an FCS team, so
Mm-hmm.
walk that statement back just like a
Yes.
teeny bit.
It was the game
But
of
anyways,
it was the game of Death Valley. LSU
let's
Clemson.
talk about the Tigers.
Tigers versus Toigas. This game
Tigers.
was as electric as I thought it would be. There's two things I want to start off with. Cade Klubnik is a little bit overhyped in the sense of he is not the elite pocket passer that I thought he was. I thought Nussmeier blew him out of the water, not just in completions, which he did. They threw the same amount of passes, and Nussmeier had 9 more completions. But Klubnik did not look comfortable unless he was mobile. And that was my thing. On top of that, LSU got fucked. That was a touchdown. That should not have been overturned as a fumble or an incomplete pass, whatever it was.
Bullshit.
I'm gonna explain the rules to everyone real quick. If you have control of the football and cross the plane The second the football crosses the plane, the play is over. That is how it's always worked. That's why when running backs jump over and lose the ball when they hit the ground, it's still a touchdown. For Clemson to have that call go their way, refs had Clemson to cover. That's all I have to say. This was a terrible miss, and the fact that LSU does not, that score does not read 24-10 is embarrassing.
Crime.
The LSU wide receiver had the ball completed. He had possession. He stepped out, but the ball was over the pylon. When the ball crosses over the pylon, that's a touchdown. I don't care because that's what the rules say. The pylon is there to act as a barrier between the goal line and the out of bounds markers. Video? Okay, bet. I got you. We will watch.
Holy shit.
200 more fucking bits. Let's fucking go, boys. LSU in
when was it during the game? I'm trying to see
incomplete,
where it got
touchdown clip Twitter. Okay. This is from TikTok, but we'll here.
All right, I'll watch on your stream. Oh, a missed field goal. Interesting. Oh my god, what a fucking.
So look,
yeah, so that's bullshit. They missed that.
So
W bits.
So the W bits again. So this is what we have. His foot is down. Mm-hmm. He has the ball completed.
Yeah,
and he crosses the pylon with that foot touching the end zone. So that ball is still in play as he's crossing the line before the foot steps out, meaning that this is a live ball, this is a completed ball, and this is a touchdown. This should not have been an incomplete pass. First of all, as soon as he steps out, the play is over because he already had possession and crossed the plane.
Yeah, 100%.
They wanted to call this not surviving the ground, even though that play should have been over. Did LSU score on that drive? No, they did not.
It was a missed field goal.
It was a missed field goal from 50 or like 49 or some shit.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that.
Yeah, no, they did not score on that drive.
Let me see where that is in the.
That's
later.
Yeah, in the box score. Yeah,
just in like the play-by.
8:15 in the third quarter, they missed the field goal.
Yeah, missed field goal. 8 plays, 25 yards, 3 minutes, 43 possession.
That was bad because at this point they were still tied. It was a terrible miss by the referees, and for it being week 1, i.e. the second.
We've had some pretty atrocious calls.
Yeah. As you know, it's. Can you move the mic just a tiny bit from your mouth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. My ears burn.
You're good.
That scares me for this sport because we're still using chain gang. We're still using a lot of replay that go to New York, and they still get it wrong. So that kind of worries me if we're not gonna have the integrity of the sport anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, LSU also had a great run game. I think Durham is going to be a big piece of their offense this year. 17 carries.
Really fucking good. Mm-hmm. I liked him. I liked him last year. I knew he was going to be good this year, but yeah, fantastic guy.
Dabo did not draw up any form of secondary offense. There was no run game. There was no real tight end involvement. No. There was some
31 rushing yards. Nothing.
Yeah. I think this is definitely a year. I think this is a shape up year for Dabo. Not a shape up and ship out, but definitely one where he's going to have to shape up. You might have.
It also doesn't help that your most targeted receiver. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just reading Bimpy's thing. Yeah, you might have covered it. How do you feel? We haven't covered it yet. We haven't really talked about NFL. I am a big fan of it.
But not using chains anymore. W.
Yeah.
My personal opinion. W.
We are in 2025. Let's act like we have technology.
Yeah. So back to Clemson. The fact that your top targeted receiver missed and dropped it 7 times, or like missed or dropped it 7 times, that's telling.
Yeah.
Also, that Blake Baker year 2 defense, it is just it is truly disgusting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It is truly disgusting. Like Lee Corso, he may be 90 fucking years old, but he was cooking having LSU as the champion. I could totally see it.
I'll be attending a concert. Well, I forgot the Chargers play in Brazil on Friday.
Yeah, it's the first game of the year in
Uh,
Brazil.
Second game of the year.
Or second game? What's on Thursday?
Cowboys
Oh,
Eagles
Cowboys
tomorrow.
Eagles. Right. Yep. Forgot about that one. But regardless, we're not here for stupid NFL. We're here for the best form of football, college football.
He's right. We're not here for NFL right
Um,
now.
not for now. So either way, Tigers on top or Tigers on top. Fuck the Tigers.
Yeah.
And I think that Clemson is not as much of a sure shot for the ACC title as some people might have led you to believe at the beginning of this year. And I think LSU might
True.
pull the reins from Georgia and Bama this year.
He said Tigers with the hard R is crazy.
Tigers. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. The only real takeaway I have from this is LSU is the real Death Valley. Clemson needs to rename that shit like Rock Stadium or whatever. Um. This
Clemson does not deserve the title of Death Valley anymore.
this was a really really good convincing game from LSU where Brian Kelly has been on a terrible losing of big game
I think he's lost
streak.
like what four, like last four of his season openers he's lost, I believe.
Not only
Yeah.
was this a season opener, this was a season opener at a top 5 school, and I will say
Away.
I will say he impressed me. Granted, I hate
hmm
Brian Kelly as a person. I think he's scum.
Yeah. Yeah.
He coached a good game, and I think that LSU with Alabama now kind of rocky. We don't know what they're gonna do. LSU definitely has a chance to compete up there with Clemson and Georgia, but will they produce in the stretch? That's always been the question with LSU. This is going
They
to
need
be
to finish.
the question again. Will Nussmeier actually take the step to be the Heisman candidate we know that
That he
people are
can
predicting
be
him
and
to
should
be?
be.
Will Durham expand his game? Will we see more from Johnson and Anderson? I
Will we
believe
see more from Whit Weeks? Will we see more from Harold Perkins Jr.? I
yeah,
mean, we saw a lot from them. Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
Like 5 tackles and 3 tackles, 2 assists, and 1 sack. Those are
Mm-hmm,
both very, very good numbers.
mm-hmm.
They have a monstrous D line.
Uh,
Don't get it twisted.
how about Delane with that pick? That was a really good pick.
Oh my God, it was beautiful.
Yeah. I'm not an LSU guy,
Beautiful.
man, but that's a team where if I'm an LSU fan, I'm excited. Agreed.
I
Due to unforeseen
truly,
circumstances a few years
if
ago, I hate
if
LSU.
OSU plays LSU come playoff time, I will be a happy man.
Yeah, you are from Louisiana.
I am indeed prefacing this. I am from Louisiana. I got a basically a brother of mine that goes to LSU, except he's off in France right now, doing like architecture, study abroad, something like that. Really
Hmm.
cool stuff. Um, but if I see an OSU LSU championship, that will put my heart at ease.
Oh, for sure.
I could die a happy man that day. Truly.
I put my glasses on, dude. Look how bright my screen is.
Yeah, that is the disgusting.
Dude, I can't figure out how
Um,
to turn the brightness down.
that's the nice thing about the HP monitors is I'm setting
Well, like,
mess
oh
with
wait, hold on,
these.
hold on, hold on, hold on. I might have figured it out. I might have figured it
All right,
out.
you work on that. Shout out to Texas State. I think they're gonna have a good year in the conference this
Oh,
year.
that's so much
Shout out to
better.
BYU. Shout out to BYU for scoring 69 points.
Nice.
Nice. North Texas, I think, is going to be really good in their division this year. Shout out Rice for beating Louisiana for beating UL. That's a pretty big accomplishment
It
for
is.
for
It is.
for how discombobulated they were.
Oh
Rice
yeah.
without I believe it's Olu Fashanu that we stole from them.
Yeah.
What's
The
his name?
offensive tackle.
Yeah. Rice I think they're under an interim head coach right now, I think, or something like that. Their
I'm
coaching
not
situation
entirely
is
sure.
it's
But
very rocky right now. But shout out to them for taking that W. I
mhm.
think a lot of people expected UL to run away with that one. Let's see. SMU, blah blah blah. Da, 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 da.
So
Wazoo, Idaho.
there's one game I want to talk about before you get into Wazoo. Um, Arizona
It'll be quick.
Arizona State.
Arizona State, Northern Arizona.
I
Yeah.
took you to cover 28.5 and you sold my fucking parlay. Fuck you. That's what I have to say. That's all.
OSU rival. Okay, that's fair.
Fun fact: the only football program that's free to
The
host.
Wittenberg. Yep, go
Yeah,
it.
that is true. That is true. Back when they used to play
Yeah.
back in the fucking 20s and 30s.
Yeah. I will say, in terms of the Arizona NAU game, Sam Levitt, he's good.
Not
Very,
good
very good.
enough. Fuck that guy. He stole my lay.
Watch out for him in the Heisman and also just in Big 12 play later this year. I think he's going to be really good. I think Kenny Dillingham is a great coach, and I think that
Hmm.
I think they'll run it back even without Scattabooty.
He needs to show me a little bit more accuracy. Because again, this was
Yeah.
my big question is how do you give up
But he
19
is
points?
very dynamic.
How do you give up 19 points? That defense has me
Yeah,
questioning
that
just a little bit. This was the same defense that also held Kansas State to 21 points, but we've also seen Kansas State offense
and also
hardly
brought
able.
Texas to the line last year.
But we can't go off last year.
But we can't go off last year, obviously.
Arizona
A lot
State
of
has played 2 games. They held Kansas State to 21 points. That being said, this is a Kansas State team that sucks. So Arizona State might have a little defensive question marks for me. The true test for them is going to be Iowa in their rushing game, or not Arizona.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm thinking Iowa State. I'm getting the two confused. Don't even. I just rambled for no reason. Don't even worry about it.
And also they also recorded 3 sacks that game,
They did.
so it really shouldn't have been that close. But also NAU they allowed NAU to put up 2.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know. That's Arizona State definitely has some question marks though going in, and
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting.
Oh,
Um,
Wazoo.
oh Wazoo, you're a fucking dumpster fire, buddy bear. You lose John Mateer and look at you.
Mm-hmm.
8 rushing yards in a game. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's not good.
What the actual fuck is wrong? Like they're not beating Oregon State this year. I'm sorry. Oregon State is also low-key a dumpster fire,
Yeah,
and fuck them for not beating fucking Cal and a freshman. We'll talk about this second.
yeah,
But Wazoo, you're a sorry fucking excuse this. Like you were halfway decent last year with Mateer, but holy fuck, you're terrible now.
yeah. No, it's
Fucking terrible.
yeah,
Anyways,
yeah. It's not looking good over there in Washington.
that's what
Um,
it really
definitely
is not.
definitely gonna be a rough season for them. I don't. Iowa State will
Very
be the
much.
team to watch this year. I mean, Iowa State will definitely
They
be.
always are.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
always
thing.
are. Um, man, Rainbow Warriors. I'm poor Hawaii. Oh wait, that's Idaho Fight State. Yes, Idaho. Yeah, no. Idaho Fighting Taters. Yeah, no, they're gonna be an interesting FCS team this year. Definitely agree with that. Um, I don't really know much about them, but there will be a team that I keep my eye on for sure. Um, Hawaii,
Are we still
man.
talking about?
Uh,
Are
I
we still talking about
I
Iowa State?
I talked about Idaho for a little bit. Because that's what he
Okay.
meant. He meant to say Idaho. Uh,
Ah,
uh,
yeah. I do kind of wish they upset Oregon last year. That would have been
mhm.
really funny. Excuse me.
Oh, Hawaii.
Poor Hawaii, man.
You looked so
Rest
promising
in peace.
against Stanford. Then you go to Arizona and you just get your teeth kicked in. And not saying that it was unexpected, because Arizona was a sneaky good football team last season. They won some really interesting
They just
games.
lost some really. They just lost some really unfortunate games last
They
year too.
lost some
Like they
really,
should have been. They were
yeah.
better than their record indicated.
Oh, for sure. And I think Arizona's
They
kind
were
of
what, 5-7 last year or something. But
I
I
don't
don't
really
know.
sure. I'm not really sure, but I know Arizona is looking to kind of bounce back from that, and that was
Mhm.
the first start. You know, um, Cal, true freshman at quarterback.
I thought they were gonna be. I thought they were gonna be toast when Devin left. Which, by the way, shout out Devin Brown, legend.
He still is on the team now.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because
Oh, he just got
he
benched.
no, yeah, he just left this year. Devin Brown was still here last year, bro.
Yeah, but I thought he left. Well, I thought he left Cal. That's
No,
what I
no,
meant.
no, 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 no. He's back up.
Damn, that's
He's playing second fiddle to however the fuck you say that name.
uh, nope, not gonna try.
Yep. Um,
Zagapula, nope.
he looked good.
I tried. He looked really good. 20 of 32, 34, three
Yeah,
tutties
yeah,
as a
yeah, yeah.
freshman.
Look, you can see at the rushing. Devin Brown took a knee.
Oh, wow, he took 1 knee. Good job, buddy.
Devin Brown has taken kind of
OSU
the
legend.
he's taken kind of the role of a player coach over there for the freshmen, which I think is really noble of him.
Number 1 in the country by the end of the season. That's a bold statement with how much of an exodus they had in the transfer portal near the end of the summer.
With Cal on the
They had a
horizon,
really
they'll
late.
be
They had a really late
number
exodus.
21.
I don't.
My thing with Cal is they have an interesting schedule this year. So they play Texas Southern, and then they play Minnesota. So they have a Big Ten team on the schedule, which is definitely going to be
Minnesota's going to be a rough game.
yeah. And then they go to San Diego State and Boston College in back-to-back weeks. Those are two very strong environments, and
But those can be very winnable games for them.
but you have a freshman quarterback. He
Yeah.
is not.
So you have to see how he holds.
Exactly. Then again, he just went into Oregon State and doubled them up. So good
Yeah,
on
he
them.
just went to Corvallis and just sauced them up in his first game.
So I
And
think
like Corvallis is not like a place that's like really low on energy.
mhm. I don't think Cal is going to be a ranked team. Are they going to be a bowl team? Definitely. I think
Yeah.
I think with how some of their schedule matchups are shaking up so far, they definitely have the opportunity to be bowl eligible more
They
than
will be a mid-tier ACC team.
yeah. I expect them to be bowl eligible, and that's not a prediction I would have had for them before this game.
Yeah, I would have said they would have been going like 5-7 or 8 coming into this year, but
Yeah,
after this first game, I'm raising that expectation.
yeah, yeah. I
Um,
expect them to be a 6-win team.
I think Malik Murphy looked worse than he should have.
Oh, absolutely.
With his experience at Duke, he looked worse than he should have. I
Yeah,
thought he should have had more passing touchdowns. I think he should have had more rushes, and
and
that's just how the cookie crumbles. And I think Oregon State needs to start talking about a coaching
oh,
change.
for sure. And this is a Cal defense that is nothing like shocking at all. Like
No, again, they got eviscerated by the end of
yeah,
summer transfer portal. They
yeah,
lost a lot of guys
yeah,
really
yeah,
late.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah. This defense isn't what anyone expects it to be for like any like form of what's the word I'm looking for? Like this is not a stout defense. If they beat Minnesota, I expect them to be 21. If they go undefeated against Texas Southern and they really blow Texas Southern out of the water, and then on
They'd
top
have
of
to do
that
some pretty crazy shit.
they go and beat Minnesota convincingly, and I mean that, like they would have to pull off a score like this in Minnesota. Then we can maybe talk about throwing them in at 25. Uh,
They would need to absolutely beat the line and
yeah,
by a good margin.
yeah.
If Minnesota is favored, they need to win that game if they want to be ranked, and they need to win it by at least a score or two.
11-6 Reds are cooked. Yeah, no playoffs for us, buddy. It's okay.
No playoffs for you.
I've just fully expected that. But yeah, I think Cal will be a fun team to say the very
Better than
least.
expected.
And I think better than expected. All right.
On Oregon State, the Pac-2 is in fucking shambles. All right, there are two games I want to talk about: Utah and the Colorado State Washington game. You could talk about the Colorado State game.
I will
Do you mind if I kind of take the helm on the
go
Utes and
for it.
UCLA?
I will be poking in as needed, but
Let me tell you something about Devin Dampier. He's fucking good. He's really fucking good.
he's nasty, dare I
And
say.
Nico Imaliava,
Garbage.
fix my fucking burger, bro. OSU has ruined you and your entire career, and I could not be any happier to see you fall so far because you took all those crazy lucrative NIL deals thinking you're the shit. Ooh, I'm from Tennessee. I came from Josh Heupel's offense. Ooh, I'm going to be so fucking good and I'm going to change UCLA for the better. I'm going to save this program. Brother, you are contributing to the problem. 11 of 22, 136, one tutty, one pick. Start the fries.
Bro is cooking him. Oh my god. Yeah, bro. It's because he's right.
Done. We cracked your helmet the way we cracked your fucking team and your career. You're done. Hang it up. You're not going to the NFL. You're not going to the CFL. You're not even going to the UFL. Go to the Chinese Football League. The Guangdong Tigers will gladly have you, brother.
Oh my god.
And Devin Dampier,
Oh my god.
21 of 25, 206, two tutties, 16 rushing attempts, 87 yards and a rushing touchdown. That is truly all you could ask for from a guy like. And he was good at New Mexico.
Oh yeah.
I saw his tape. He was really good. He was the only thing keeping them for the time being, at least. And then they, started to revitalize things a little bit, and that's a little bit of a different story. But he came in here, and I think with Utah, their problem the last 2 years has been being stuck on Cam Rising
Mm-hmm.
way too much.
Oh yeah.
Because everyone at Utah was saying, oh, once Cam Rising is healthy, he's going to be a Heisman candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, once Cam Rising's healthy, we're going to win the Big 12. Oh, once Cam Rising is healthy, you're going to see the OSU Utah like Rose Bowl again, where it was 45-43 or some shit like I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember the exact score. But I'll tell you what, if Utah can keep Dampier and keep him healthy and keep him consistent, they are going to compete for a Big 12 title this year.
Oh, for sure.
And they're already ranked number 25. If they keep this moving and they keep if they keep a good handle on their offense, and also their defense did a really good job. I
Mm-hmm.
was shocked how well they did. Truly. Like they held them to only 10 points, and that's
Mm-hmm.
really, really good. So their next game is against Cal Poly. And after that is Wyoming. Those should be games like UCLA. You should be blowing their brakes off. No stop. Texas Tech, I'm looking for Utah to put up a good amount of fun. Don't get me wrong. Texas Tech is a good team this year. They've paid a lot of money for the guys that they have in there,
Mm-hmm.
and they've recruited. They've recruited out of the transfer portal so much this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is going to be a very, very good game. They're in West Virginia after that. That'll be a dogfight. Don't get me wrong. But I think Utah will come away. They host Arizona State. I think they could shock them. The Big 12 is truly rife with so much chaos. Anything could happen anyway. The Utes could go 5-7. They could go undefeated. I truly don't know. All I know is that I'm sniffing the syrup on them right now. I really would. I would buy into their stock right now because I think it is only going to keep going up. And if you have UCLA stock, pack it the fuck up. Those motherfuckers are not winning a Big Ten game this year. They will be Purdue levels of ass this year. I'm talking Nico Amaliava is going to be equal to Hudson Card. And that is truly one of the worst digs that I can make at someone because Hudson Card is a certified bag salesman. I would not be surprised if I find him working at McDonald's in 2 years. And I wouldn't be surprised if Nico Amaliava is also working at McDick's in 2 years. Put the fries in the bag because clearly you can't put the football in the bag.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, yeah, and I really don't even have anything to add to that because he's right. Everything Guy said is just correct. This is a UCLA team that was overly hyped. No one expected them to be great, but we definitely expected more than this, especially out of Nico, especially out of the run game. This is a terrible offensively constructed team against a Utah team that hasn't had life for what feels like years.
Not since that Rose Bowl game.
Not since the Rose Bowl game, and that's when JSN was still in college. So let's kind of think of that. This is definitely a UCLA team that's not worth their weight in, dare I say, shit.
They are lifeless,
And
truly lifeless.
you brought up the Cal Poly and Wyoming games. Those are going to be games where Utah needs to beat the brakes off of their opponents. They host T-Tech. They host Arizona State. Their really hardest away game is either in Waco against Baylor or at BYU. Dude, they have a good schedule. Utah has a great schedule to go make a run.
Yeah, they could only lose 2 games this year, truly. And that's not a reasonable, and that's not like unreasonable
Yeah,
to say.
Oh yeah. But I'm also
If
with
you
you.
would have told me that last year,
Mhm.
I would have laughed at you because they were a 5-7 team and they looked fucking hopeless.
I am with you though on the kind of the uncertainty. This team could go 5-7 again. They could go undefeated. They could be a bowl game team and go 6-6, and we just see. But this is definitely going to be an interesting team to watch throughout the season. All right.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
So
We're talking about it.
high on it. But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
I will let you take this one away because I know you watched this one.
I watched this one in its entirety. So for those who don't know,
I'm just gonna mute my mic, honestly.
go for it. So for those who don't know, me and Kai Guy were uh, we graduated together at Ohio State. We were friends since freshman year, and we've been friends ever since. Um, I now am in graduate school at Colorado State. So this is my first ever game watching the Rams as a student. My boy is a Ram, yes sir. Whoever coaches this fucking team needs to be drawn, quartered, and skinned. I watched where Colorado State not only put up a good half, they put up an aggressive half. This this team looked like they were going to try and compete against Washington in Washington. This game looked good from Colorado State's perspective, and you can see that here in the drives. Yeah, they started off with a couple punts, but they had two long drives, 9 plays 75 and 9 plays 76 yards respectively, that were sub 5 minutes. The first one was sub 4:30. The second one was a 2-minute drill for a touchdown. That is great coming out of Colorado State. That's beautiful. And granted, their other drives were completely stalled. 3 plays 11 yards, 3 plays 6 yards, 3 plays 2 yards, 3 plays 2 yards. That's not good. Might as well cook them in a skillet, feed them to the homeless too. Yeah, I would, because I think I could go in there right now and run that team, and they'd be 9-3. Promise you. And that's with the loss right here. I actually think I could coach a winning football program in the Mountain West. Yeah. And then Colorado State opens the second half with a 65-yard drive for a touchdown. There was a point where Colorado State led in this game. And then Washington goes, and Washington's run game is insane. I need you to all remember this name. And Johan Coleman is a beast. He ran for 177. I mean, I don't know what else to really say. 24 carries, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, 38 long. This guy was consistently pounding the ground. And then you look at the quarterback play from Williams. First of all, his name is Demon Williams. Let's just start there.
All-time name. All-time name.
It's Demond, but everyone was calling him Demon Williams. I don't feel like people are sleeping on Washington. I just feel like they're not understanding what it's actually going to be for Washington. They don't understand that this team actually is very well constructed. I was watching this Washington team that could pass effectively, they could run effectively. Their defense was really good. They gave up a couple chunk plays to Colorado State. They didn't really get to the ball. Yeah, people were calling him Demon Williams. But Colorado State, I mean, you have a DB who had a sack and a half that game. You had another, and then you had Jones who covered the other half a sack. They got to the quarterback, but what I saw from Colorado State that was inexcusable. I don't think I've counted so many missed tackles. This was a team that had so much life and it fluttered because of one play. This play right here. 2 minutes, 36 seconds, 10 plays, 25 yards. Do you want to know what happened here? They ran a fake field goal. After Washington State was only up by 3. They ran a fake field goal, turned it over, and immediately gave up a touchdown. So first of all, that's a 10-point swing right there. And then they had already ended off the field goal. You're wondering, okay, well, what's going to happen? You see it right here, extra point. I guess I'm mistaken. Washington led, and then they were keeping up. But they ran a fake field goal. And then Washington just kind of took over from there. This was a game that Colorado State had and could have won. Fowler Nicolosi is not a great quarterback by any sense of the word. This guy fucking blows. Braden Fowler Nicolosi sucks. And this is where we see him play. Here, I'll look at his stats from last year. he was good. He had good games to end off his campaign last year. He threw for 370 against Utah State and for 302 against Fresno. These are good games. But then you have the opener last year against, they played Texas, fair, 59 yards. And then Northern Colorado, he threw for 202. Versus Colorado, where they lost 28-9, he only threw for 209. Against UTEP, they won, only threw for 132. So he's very inconsistent. But not only is he inconsistent, this guy's decision-making fucking blows. This is definitely a game where Dupree should have had all of the touches. He had 15 for 92. That is great production you want out of a Mountain West guy against a Big Ten defense. And not only that, he looked comfortable doing it. Avant, I believe he's a younger guy on this team. I think he's only like a freshman, maybe. I wanna look.
I just want to mention, giving up 507 yards of total offense is fucking atrocious.
Yeah. So I think he's a sophomore. Avant hardly got any touches this game, which was crazy because how Washington was running, Colorado State couldn't keep up in the passing game or in the rushing game. So nothing was happening for them. And you see here, Bullock, this is their backup quarterback who they use in Wildcat formation. This is the guy who also tried to do the fake field goal. I couldn't remember if he tried to run for it. I think this is where he passed and had the incomplete pass. Yeah, I think that's what it was. So I don't get. This was definitely a game that Colorado State could have and should have won in Washington's home stadium. That being said, Damon Williams Jr. and Johan Coleman are a disgusting rushing duo. And the fact that Williams, so when is this new show coming out with a YouTube channel? I'm uploading the VODs straight to YouTube once this is over. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to add anything.
You can go check it out on his YouTube.
I
will not hold the reins on that because I like my YouTube videos more edited personally.
Well,
but you can find the VODs on my channel for a little while.
I would say, me, Jade edits my videos.
Yeah.
But for me,
I will have this archived though. I'll archive it in my PC at least, so I'll have it
for sure. I don't blame you. I definitely think that this is going to be I'll upload this straight to YouTube so you can watch the whole thing in its entirety, and that's probably what I'll do for these.
Yeah, something that's concerning that I've noticed just looking at the stats here: 3 of 13 on third down. That is atrocious.
Yeah, no,
it's truly loses that lost them the game. Genuinely, straight up.
Yeah, and then you're like, but they went 3 of 5 on fourth down. You should never be in that position as a team. We talked about this.
You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, we talked about who went 2 of 6 on fourth down. Earlier in the show where we talked about
Texas?
Yeah, it was Texas. Maybe or something. I don't fucking know.
I'll check it. I'll check the game again.
You should not be putting yourself in the positions where you're going for it on fourth down 5 times and then you're still losing by 17.
Yep.
This is definitely a game that I think Colorado State would want to have back because given what they were presented, you had it tied at 21. You had the momentum. This was definitely a time where Colorado State could have taken advantage of it. Granted, Colorado State definitely has a schedule of all time this year. This Saturday at hosting Northern Colorado. This will be my first in-person game because I did get student tickets for the free ski.
Damn, you get them for free?
Dude, this is not a football school. I absolutely got them for free.
True.
So,
UTSA.
Oh, you can't see the teams? So sorry. I had to.
Oh, you gotta.
Yeah, I had to shift it
Oh,
over.
yeah, you gotta a little bit.
Yeah, no, I shifted it over. Don't worry. I keep having to switch it back and forth because I want people to be able to see it, but I'm also trying to keep it like at the same time.
I got you.
And then they also host UTSA. That's gonna be a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
That is that logo.
Wazoo, I think, is winnable because Wazoo is a miserable team this year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we saw Idaho take them to 3 points. Definitely winnable over Wazoo. First away game after that will be San Diego State. That's going to be a really big game for Colorado State. That's going to try to prove because they have a nasty away schedule. They go to, like I said, they go to San Diego State. Wyoming is a rivalry game for them. Granted, I don't think Wyoming is all that, but that's still a rivalry game. Wyoming's going to bring their A game. That's something we're going to want to see out of Colorado State. And then Air Force to end the season at home. Air Force, if you didn't know, Kai Guy is also a rivalry here, because the
interesting.
Air Force is in Colorado
I thought the
Springs.
service academies just didn't have rivalries except for with each other.
There is a trophy that has an eagle and a ram on it for this game, and I'm so serious.
That is fucking sick.
You can look it up right now. But you go to New Mexico and you go to Boise State back to back in between your rivalry games, while also hosting UNLV, one of the better teams in this conference. Colorado State has it in for them the second half of the
that's
season.
fucking gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. It's a really cool
Oh my
trophy.
god, it's all wood and
It's really cool.
fuck, that's nice.
And then we're gonna
Anyways.
shift this back over just a little bit.
But anyways, so
Yeah, I mean, definitely Fowler Nicolosi has to be better. It's hilarious given
otherwise
that
we
they're
gotta
Air Force
prize the
Falcons
bag.
and not the Air Force Eagles. That would have made so much more sense. Isn't it because like? Isn't it actually because like Falcons are like after the planes, or is there like a significance to that? I want to look that up.
No idea. But I will say that does end off our Saturday slate, and now we just have 3 more games, which I think we should discuss all 3 of them in because they are all very interesting. So, and honestly, only taking 2 hours and 45 minutes for this, I honestly thought that was going to take longer with how
Yes,
long
yeah, same.
your fucking Thursday.
Yeah, God.
To be fair, it's week 1, so this
Mhm.
will probably get longer as time goes on, but whatever.
Yeah, or shorter
It's
depending on
worth it.
how good the games are.
True. True.
All right, so first game of Sunday. South Carolina
Virginia
and
Tech, South
V Tech.
Carolina. Which, to be fair, I'll say this much. Kyron Drones, pack it up.
Yep.
Boot up Indeed. Start the fryer. Boot up your fucking resume, bruh.
Mhm.
You look like fucking shit.
Mhm.
You're a super senior, brother. You think after 6 years you'd understand college fucking football.
Yep.
No. You are so unbelievably fucking buns. It is a miracle that this game was as close as it was.
Mhm.
It should not have been a 13-point game.
Nope.
But that's also because South Carolina, literally everyone that wasn't Lenora sellers on South Carolina was fucking selling. Norris selling, I guess, if you want to be funny about it.
I mean,
15 of 35, 221,
Yeah.
2 picks. That is genuinely fucking awful.
Yeah, that's horrid.
And their rushing game, neither team's rushing game was that. Let's be clear. Like nobody was good. Also, Nick Harbor, get the oil off your gloves, dude. 7
True.
targets, three grabs.
He did have the
Like, come
64-yard catch though.
He had the 64-yarder. I get it, but you got to expect more from a guy like that. That's highly touted.
This was
Like,
Joe
you
Burrow
really
just
do.
posted on his Instagram story, by the way. This
First
is
edition Charizard,
yeah.
both
Oh no, it's not first edition,
base
but it is from the 90s.
Shadowless or something like that. But that's based.
I slid up on his story. Do you think he'll respond to me?
He should.
I said W.
He very much should. Well, you should tell him that you want him.
Trook.
First off, I have to go back and say this. Go Cox.
Yeah, go Cox. The one thing from this game
But anyway.
that really pointed me out is I feel like we kind of saw a little bit of too much hype out of Lenore Sellers because everyone talked him up as this true Heisman front runner, and this guy was going to be top 4 in Heisman voting, and so many things about his game. And then he showed up. Can I say I wasn't impressed? Because I wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't it for what he's touted as. It's not that great. 12 of 19 for 209. Like
Grant, Granted, the
it's
efficiency's there.
whatever.
The efficiency's there. But if you're going to be a Heisman quarterback, I want volume. This game should have been a blowout.
It should have been.
You're
Should
talking
not have been a
about
2-score game.
having the ability to give guys like Harbor 64-yard completions. Granted, I didn't see the play. I don't know if that was actually all throw power, if that was all wide receiver. But either way, if your offense
I'm
is
pretty
that
sure it was mostly the former, if I
okay,
remember correctly.
okay,
Let me make sure.
well, if the offense is that dynamic, then we need to really address that because this maybe they were playing more conservative for some reason or another that I don't know of. That's fine, but at the same time, man, if we're really gonna, yeah, we can allow that. This was definitely a
Um,
game where I thought South Carolina was going to not
okay, here
struggle.
we go. I've got the 64 yarder pulled up. Let's see.
Let's see what we got. Hang on. Let me pull
Oh,
up.
he slings that to the 15
Let's pull up your stream.
from the opposing 30. He slings that to the opposing 15.
Can you replay that?
Yeah, here we go. So he loads up at the 30
Mm-hmm.
all the way to the opposite end 15. Like that is a 45. That is a 40 something yard pass.
Oh yeah,
And it was
beautiful.
beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, he dropped it right in there. That's gorgeous.
Like
Yeah.
that is a dime and a half.
So
So
if
again,
we
he
have
shows those flashes.
mm-hmm.
We know he can be good, and we know he's a good scrambler.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they're not using him more in that regard.
I mean,
Because 13 attempts, 25 yards.
I think that's
It's just not
I
that.
think that's the part that VT was ready for though. You know what I'm saying? Like they got pressure on him. There was a combined what three
Two and a half, 3, 4 sacks.
yeah, there was a combined 4 sacks. So they were getting to him. And I think that's kind of where the disruption
Mm-hmm.
kind of came in where he wasn't throwing and was more so running. VT was able to get to him. And maybe that says more about Carolina's offense, or does that say more about VT's defense? We don't really know. We're gonna have to go off more than one game for this. That being said, I wasn't really impressed with Sellers. Granted, I think he did good given what was there. He didn't try to force
Yeah.
anything too crazy. But South Carolina is gonna have to try to. They're ranked 10 now. They're gonna have to show me some more things
They
to
need to
impress
act
me.
like a top 10 team.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me more. And
4 of 12 on third down is very concerning.
mm-hmm.
8 penalties for 51 yards,
Yeah.
also very concerning.
Yeah.
That is a lot of self-inflicted wounds that I think if you're facing a better team in the ACC,
Mm-hmm.
like Clemson, like Florida State, even like shit, I can't think of any other tier. Oh, like Miami. You lose those games.
They're
with
not.
those kind.
Well, the Gamecocks are an SEC school.
Yeah, but I'm saying like comparing Virginia Tech
True,
to
true.
different ACC.
You're right. But
Yeah,
like
like if you're facing any higher of a tier of ACC
mm-hmm.
school, you lose that game with 8 penalties for 51 yards,
Yeah.
12 on third down, and only attempting 19 passes.
Yeah.
You lose.
Yeah.
Because what happens if he throws a pick?
Yeah.
That's a swing.
I will say, South Carolina does have an interesting schedule coming up. They play some school I've never even fucking heard of. South Carolina State, and then they start their conference play. They start off with Vandy, they go to Mizzou, Kentucky, and then they have a stretch of 5 ranked games in a row, going to LSU, hosting Oklahoma and Bama back to back, and then going to Ole Miss and Texas A&M back to back.
I mean, they literally have 5 straight ranked games.
And then to top it off, Coastal Carolina they host, but then they also host Clemson because that's who they play. So they have 6 ranked games in 7 weeks.
Their only break is the Chanticleers, which the Chanticleers are going to be looking at them on the schedule and saying, hey, they're worn down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's steal this.
Mm-hmm. That is a disgusting 7-game stretch. And I think that if Sellers wants to prove he's a Heisman candidate, it's next game.
He needs to show up for every single one of those games.
Yeah. It's these next 3 games. You have South Carolina State, you have Vandy, and you have Mizzou. These are 3 games where you have to show up, show out, and more importantly, embarrass your opponent. That's when I'll be convinced of the South Carolina Gamecocks. But before then, I think they're just kind of.
We need to see a little more.
Coastal Carolina is technically a rival game for them too. So yeah, I mean those are
Yeah,
7 games
and
in a
that's
row.
so
That's
again, it makes it even
yeah,
more chippy.
yeah, 7 games in a row where you can't have games like VT where you're getting out yarded. That's you're not gonna win.
Hmm.
And this team might
Yeah,
fall off really fast. I'm still not super high on them, but if they prove me wrong, then they prove me wrong. Great, we have a new king of the SEC.
and shout out to VT. Shout out to VT's defense.
Yeah, yeah,
I thought they
they
did a
did
good.
well.
They five sacks. That's pretty
Yeah,
good. I don't know how many sacks South Carolina got, but because they were sack machines last. See,
none.
only 2 sacks.
Yeah. Oh, two. Okay, I didn't see this then.
2 sacks. Mind you, 2 picks as well. But like they're really missing those presences, like the presence of Dylan Stewart on the line.
Yeah.
They're missing they are missing those 2 edge rushers that they had. I can't remember the other one. It's Dylan Stewart and
I only know the A&M guys. I don't know the SEC guys.
yeah.
Or the here.
Oh wait, no, Dylan Stewart. Wait, hold on. Dylan Stewart is still there, but they held him.
Uh,
Don't they have do they have Demon Clowney?
let me look. Let me look at who the defensive ends were last year.
Oh, also shout out Aaron Noland. Oh, they do have Demon Clowney, but they just didn't play him that game. That's
Uh,
so weird.
Football roster 2025 is what I'm looking for. Or no, 2024.
Oh my God, they have Caleb Williams. Holy shit.
Uh, uh no,
Oh
no.
yes. Okay, so they do have Dylan Stewart. Okay, no, I'm just tweaking. No,
Hold
they
on.
just looked
I'm
not that
looking. I'm
great.
looking.
Hmm.
Kyle Kennard was one of them that they used in rotation for sure. Yeah, because Dylan Stewart
Hmm.
last year was a true freshman. Um, there's one guy I'm missing, man. Elijah Davis was another one that they used in rotation.
There it is. I think Kyle Kennard and Elijah Davis are the ones.
Yeah,
Names.
I say I'm
Those
not.
names sound
Well, they
familiar.
also had Demetrius Knight Jr. at linebacker, which I often forget about. Who
He,
was a 6-year senior that the Bengals actually drafted in the second round. And he was kind of that leader
yeah.
on defense, and he was really good for them last year. So you're also missing a veteran linebacker presence. Not to just
Yeah.
mention you had a lot of just turnaround out of this team. You had a lot of new faces coming in. You had a lot of
Yeah.
this team had a lot of seniors leave. So definitely think that they can make it work. They just have to put all the pieces together.
Yeah. So I would say still watch out for South Carolina. I would say don't sell your stock in them just yet.
You could.
Virginia Tech is not going to be that great of a team this year with Kyron front. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably sell a little bit of stock in South Carolina after this game. I wouldn't blame you. I'm personally not selling my stock on. I think they are still a good team. I think they just need the coaching and play calling to really back it up,
Yeah,
and also the play from Lynn, obviously.
yeah, I'm still not really high on them, but that's just me.
Yeah,
Now to
to
the
each
game
their
of the
own.
weekend.
The Catholics versus the convicts, baby.
What a game it was. What a game.
That was. I loved watching the last 5 minutes of that. That was some beautiful fucking football.
Yeah.
That 64-yard bomb with like a minute left.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
And there were
gosh.
there were a lot of question marks surrounding this game because when you first look at it, you look at okay, Notre Dame just went to the national championship. They just lost to Ohio State. What does Marcus Freeman have? What is he
They
presenting?
don't have Riley Leonard anymore.
Yeah,
You have Jeremiah Love, who's a Heisman candidate.
this is
Not
a
anymore
team.
though.
These are 2 teams with completely new quarterbacks. This is these they and not only are they new quarterbacks, these are new systems that these guys are
Yeah,
running. Do you have to think
yeah,
about it? Riley Leonard was able to move at Notre Dame. Carr isn't.
yeah.
And
He's a
he
pocket guy.
and Carson Beck, you look at Miami, Cam Ward was probably one of the most elusive quarterbacks from last year. Carson Beck is not that. I'm very sorry.
Yeah,
He
he does
just
not have
yeah.
motion like that. He truly does not have motion like that.
And
He is a pocket guy.
yeah,
These are 2 pocket guys going up in systems that were not built for pocket guys last year.
and then you and you look at the offensive differences, you see that kind of the run game wasn't it was established, but it didn't flourish like we saw for other teams this weekend, which is shocking.
93 and 119 is very standard.
Which is shocking out of Notre Dame, seeing as how Jordan, Mr. Jeremiah
Marcus Freeman.
Love was
And
insane last season. Jeremiah Love was nuclear, and that's not really
yeah,
something that I expected to get shut down, especially against Miami. This is a
he was a
Miami.
Heisman. He was a Heisman hopeful coming into this
Yeah,
year. Everyone saw the championship game against OSU and said, "Oh, that's just OSU. Like that's he'll brush it off."
yeah,
He did not brush it off.
no,
Clearly,
no,
he's got something to work out
yeah, and
because I don't think he saw a single play in the second half of this game, and that is concerning
yeah, and it
for him at
and
least.
what's even more concerning is they played better without him. They were more productive without him. They were able to establish a stronger passing game, maybe because Miami was more so committed to the run because of Price and his presence. You think, what if Love didn't play in this game? Would Notre Dame have caught fire earlier? Would Miami not have been able to be as opportunistic? These are things you have to think about.
Yeah,
Miami's run game didn't really stick out to me. Two guys,
it was
both
just kind of
both with 15 carries, 66 and
66 and 54.
yeah, 66 and 54 yards respectively.
Eh,
The longest run for Miami being 15. Not something you want to see, especially one thing with Carson Beck, 20 of 30, but only 205. He definitely wasn't producing at the level I thought he was, especially coming from Georgia. He definitely had a lot more spunk from him. That's something you expected more out of Carson Beck, was just more ability to throw the football.
with how
And
highly touted he was coming out of Georgia.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I remember you and I having a conversation about Carson Beck like a while ago, and we
Mhm.
were both like, he's not all that, man.
No,
Like,
no.
what are we doing hyping him up this much and giving him 5 million fucking dollars to go? What are you doing? He's a game man.
Yeah,
And you know what? We were right.
yeah. And
We
and
were fucking right.
and it's not the fact of I thought of he was truly, truly a game manager, but it's not the fact of he wasn't the elite pocket passer that everyone said he was 2 years ago, or even last year when we were talking about potential playoff runs. Definitely Carson Beck isn't the guy. But what I expected out of Miami was for them to work around him like they did with Cam Ward. Cam Ward was a improviser, and they worked around that. They were able to craft a lot of shifty plays. I expected Miami to do some more, maybe some more max protection. But we see here, there wasn't really that. We just kind of have a split offense now, giving Carson Beck more time since they do have a somewhat established run game, but it's not explosive. And I think that's kind of what Miami's missing. They don't really have an explosive characteristic for them. Their longest pass was 28 yards. Their longest run was 15 yards. Granted, the
Yeah.
defense did hold up pretty well. I think they had I want to say 3 total sacks and a pick. Miami's defense was there.
I'll check that. 1.5 sacks, 2, 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, 3 sacks and a pick, which by the way, 1.5 sacks in one game with a 3 tackle, 2 assists. That
Mhm.
is that's really wild and
Yeah,
that's really
yeah,
good.
yeah, and that's Akeem Messidor, and I really, really like him. 6'3", 280 out of Ottawa, Ontario. This guy is a wrecking ball. He
Wrecking ball fueled by maple syrup.
and I just wanna CBS Sports doesn't update defensive stats. I forgot. This is a guy who will definitely be the forefront of Miami's pressure, and I'm glad that he had a good game because I really do like him. Um,
Yeah. I will say Miami only letting up 1 sack is promising given the issues that we saw with their O-line last year, like
yeah,
against G-Tech.
yeah,
Like I will reference that G-Tech game for this season until it's over again
yeah.
because that Miami O-line last year was disgusting, and that's why Cam Ward had to be an improviser, is because that O-line was so just easy to get through.
Yeah, yeah, no. This was
And they only
definitely
let up 1 sack on a Notre Dame defense that is usually touted as pretty good. And Marcus Freeman puts together good squads for that year
hmm
after year.
yeah,
And we saw that. We experienced that firsthand as OSU.
yeah,
That game when Kyle McCoy was out there, he was in hell.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This was definitely a team where it felt like both sides were just kind of missing something. For Miami, it was missing the explosiveness. For Notre Dame, it was kind of just missing the gel. Not everyone was on the same page. You have Raradon who did really well for himself, 65 yards for his long, 97 total reception yards. But there were some just
I thought
miscues.
I thought Jordan Faison would have done better given what he did. And also Jaden Greathouse dropping all 3 of his passes.
Yeah,
Never would have expected that.
yeah.
What's
After
those two I thought would be bigger pieces of the offense, and they just
Yeah, especially
ah,
after Greathouse showed up in the championship game. We know how good he
Yeah,
is. He had life. It was just it was overall was just really surprising to me how Notre Dame just didn't look complete. And after an off season
they look
of
like one step away.
yeah, and that's kind of what I expected from them. Not in the sense of like I knew they were gonna play not up to standard, but when you have a quarterback battle that happens for that long, you don't get great play coming out of the game. We saw that with Julian saying they were really conservative with him to try to prevent this, but against Miami
I
away,
feel like OSU does that every season though.
you have to be strong. Yeah, but this quarterback battle took a long time. A
Yeah,
long time. And
yeah.
like I said, we saw that. We saw drops to Jeremiah Smith. We saw misplays from the wide receivers and the tight ends, and we kind of saw that here at Notre Dame. We saw some miscues. We saw things just not really gelling together. Granted, I think Notre Dame is definitely going to be better as the season goes on. But if this is your first game and this is the best you can put up, granted, 17 points in the fourth quarter, not bad, but you're still clawing back.
Yeah.
This is not
But you can't just wait until the last second to find. Like the fact that
yeah.
your first four drives are a punt, a fumble, a punt, and a punt, with only your first drive eclipsing 10 yards,
Mm-hmm.
that's just that is inexcusable.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like
No.
not finding life until the fourth quarter is, or like till the end of the third quarter at least, is inexcusable.
Yeah. Not
Truly.
yeah, I don't really have much else to say on this game. I think both of these teams are still going to be very good. I think they're both due for really big seasons, especially the Hurricanes, given what they were last season. They retooled. But both of these teams respectively have their own humps to go through. Obviously, Notre Dame starting off 0-1. They have Texas A&M at home.
That they need to prove themselves for that one,
Yeah,
very much so.
and Notre Dame was able to walk in to that stadium last year and was able to win. Turn my mic up a tad. I'm just sitting farther away from it. That's all it was. Sorry about that. Um, but for Texas A&M, they're gonna have to definitely show up a lot more. Granted, I think they can. Like I said, they were able to go into Texas A&M. Here, let me move this again. They were able to go into Texas A&M last season. They have Arkansas on the schedule. They have Purdue on the schedule. Boise State, USC. They're playing middle of October. Stanford, Syracuse, Pitt. Definitely a season where the Fighting Irish can be a little more strong. Especially going into the playoffs, but they're gonna have to, like I said, they're gonna have to be a lot more opportunistic. They really weren't uh, against Miami,
Yeah.
and then Miami.
They need the bigger plays. They need more of the explosive
Mm-hmm,
that we saw in like the national championship game not that
mm-hmm,
long ago.
yeah, and
So we need to see more out of Jeremiah Love, obviously, because that's your guy
mm-hmm.
basically this year. And for him to only average 3 is something that I would be genuinely concerned about as a coach.
Oh, for sure, and I think that's gonna be their big work. My thing is kind of shifting gears to Miami. They definitely have an interesting next few weeks. Have a game against Bethune Cookman Wildcats. Sure, man, whatever team
That's a
that is.
nothing.
Um, and then like I said, the South Florida game.
USF.
Circle it on your calendars. I think USF is going to take. I think USF is going to go into Gainesville and put up a fight. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they're going to put up a fight. And then right after the South Florida game, Miami hosts Florida and then goes into FSU. Depending on what happens for Florida in those next few weeks, that could be a really hot team or that could be a really opportunistic team. Definitely going to be a team to watch as the season kind of unravels because FSU, Florida, and Miami all play each other within a very tight window of time.
Mhm.
I will say though, um, the wide receiver core for Miami looks strong. Definitely with Michael Irvin there, they look like a stronger team. And he looked excited out of his mind every time the camera panned to him. So hopefully Miami keeps up the energy and we'll go from there. I think in the ACC, it's going to be an interesting ACC year just overall from what we've seen.
Yeah, the ACC will definitely be a fight for supremacy and who gets that coveted playoff spot for sure. But
Mm-hmm.
don't be surprised if multiple ACC teams make the playoff this year. It's not just going to be a one and done. I promise you that much. And I would put money on that one.
Yeah,
All right. The Monday game, the one that I think happened in a way that nobody saw coming.
I did. I did in the sense of I.
Gio Lopez.
Yeah,
Gio Lopez, buddy. Buddy. I'm looking right at you here. South Alabama, go back. Genuinely, you are not built for the big leagues, bro. The lights were too bright. You put up the nice number, but that was on 4 of 10, my Christ. I'm surprised Bill Belichick hasn't fired you into the sun yet. I'm surprised he's not picking you apart atom by atom in the most painfully excruciating way possible. I'm surprised he's not making you run over spikes for practice. You need to pack it up, twin, because you're done. Belichick and the rest of the UNC staff was so unbelievably wrong about you. I was wrong about you. I thought you looked great at South Alabama. I really did. Don't get me wrong. It's a lesser conference. So, those numbers can really be inflated in the wrong ways. But this ass.
I just want to point out everyone who was high on UNC expected a quarterback from South Alabama to come out and play competitive football in a ACC against a TCU team that has proven more and time again over the past few years that they can win great games. I want to preface this by saying that South Alabama is so low in that level of college football. There are gaps to college football. This one is so different that former Reds starting outfielder Bubba Thompson from 2 years ago went back to college to play college football and is now at Alabama, or is at South Alabama. You have a former MLB player who couldn't make it in the MLB, so now he's playing collegiate football and his team is South Alabama. I just want you to know the level. He's so bad that he wouldn't play baseball, and he then went to South Alabama and is now on the current football roster. So you could not have looked me straight in my face and told me that Gio Lopez was going to be as good as he was, because he wasn't. I knew that as soon as he transferred, I knew that as soon as Bill Belichick and UNC they're going to upset TCU and they're going to do this, and this, and he's just going to be so good. And no.
Sonny Dykes would never let it happen.
This is a team.
He's too good. He's too good of a coach.
This is a team where I knew as soon as I saw Bill Belichick go here, I was talking to my roommates out there, and I said, guys, I don't even think Bill Belichick will be coaching in 5 years. I am not high on him. Not saying he was a Tom Brady merchant. Bill Belichick was a journeyman coach before the Patriots, and I need everyone to fucking remember that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying...
shit, he coached the fucking Browns.
I'm not saying he wasn't a good coach in the NFL, because he was. We saw him do great things there. But what I'm saying is, you could not expect me to think that Bill Belichick's going to come out of retirement, go to UNC, one of the weaker football schools in the ACC, and completely flip the program around in one season, bringing in all these transfers that we don't know if they even mesh well together. This game was a disaster by UNC, and honestly, I expected TCU to beat them by even more. And that's my opinion on the game.
All I gotta say is, UNC, thanks for giving us Bo Atkinson, bitch.
Yep.
Yeah, the numbers speak for themselves. 242 or 542 yards of total. UNC, they're...
Yeah.
It's not going to be good. And TCU, I think they showed up. They showed out, and I think they're in for a very another productive year under Sonny Dykes.
Good night, bro. We really appreciate you tuning in and being active in the chat. We will have to get you in here sometime soon.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated, obviously.
Yeah, man. I wasn't impressed. And unfortunately, TCU is going to...
I would be shocked and appalled for UNC. But obviously for TCU, it's like, well, now you have to go prove yourself in a different week against a different team that's not complete shit, which they don't see that until week 3 with SMU and Arizona State back-to-back, which I think could give them an opportunity to really distinguish themselves, one, in the national stage, and two, in the Big 12, obviously, since, Arizona State is their first Big 10 or Big 12 game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not really high on TCU. And what sucks is because this was a really good win, and they're gonna ride this momentum. And they're gonna go into their FCS game coming up, and they're probably gonna blow them out of the water. My thing is though that I just don't see TCU being really competitive in this Big 12. This is an interesting Big 12. Where a lot of teams have really already proved themselves. Iowa State, Kansas has looked really good. Arizona looked really good against Hawaii. You have Arizona State that was a little rocky. BYU. And then you have teams that have the potential like Baylor and Cincy, and we saw a good game out of Utah, and we saw a good game out of West Virginia. Like that's almost the entire conference. This is a wide open
Yeah.
conference. Not saying TCU can't be competitive. I just don't see them being competitive.
There are
Granted,
teams that will definitely have a higher chance of being competitive than them, though.
yeah.
I do agree.
Do I see them being a bowl team? Maybe, but they're gonna have to catch fire at the
Probably.
right times, and that's probably true for half of the Big 12.
Yeah. Which also means that for half of the Big 12, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that conference decimates itself
Oh yeah.
because all the teams are on a pretty equal level.
Mm-hmm.
Like truly all things considered, there aren't really like because like you take the Big Ten, you take the SEC, you take the ACC, you have these tiers of where
Oh yeah.
certain teams sit. You have your low tier teams, you have your mid tier teams, you have your high tier teams, and you have your fucking tippy top, like national contenders every single year type teams. But obviously there is none of that in the Big 12,
Mm-hmm.
so we kind of just have to see I mean, truly, any given fucking Saturday.
Yeah.
You just kind of have to I guess any given Monday or whenever the fuck.
Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Tuesday if
Yeah,
you're a Mac
because
fan.
yeah, any given fucking Tuesday. All right, where's week fucking 2 for all the FBS? Yeah, so luckily there's only Friday, Saturday, and one Sunday game it's Sam Houston, Hawaii. So I don't think much to report there.
Starts at midnight, by the way.
Yeah, so really it's like, is it really a Sunday game?
I mean,
Eh.
I'll stay up and watch it. I don't care. Yeah, yeah,
Football is fucking football,
yeah.
baby.
But there's definitely a lot of good games next week. This is kind of a slower week. Um,
Yeah. It's still the non-conference, so there's going to be a lot of nothing.
yeah.
I think two games I think that I want to circle are Illinois Duke and
Mm-hmm.
Iowa State because
Yeah.
I think Iowa State will be an eye test / litmus test for
Mm-hmm.
Iowa. It'll be for Iowa State to kind of prove themselves a little. Illinois Duke I think could be a little bit of a trap game
Mm-hmm.
because it's at Duke.
Yeah. Um,
Let's see
in
what
that
else.
same breath, I have three games if you don't mind. Three
Yeah.
games I have circled on this calendar already are SMU and Baylor.
Yep,
Baylor,
I was just about to
yeah,
circle that one.
Baylor
Yep.
just had that loss. Let's see if they can bounce back.
Mhm.
Two more games that I was looking at. I was looking at. Let me find it. Let me find it.
That's Missouri.
Huh? Mizzou, you said? Yeah,
Kansas, Mizzou.
yeah,
I'd
no,
circle that one.
yeah. Say that's not
Bo
that.
Perbula
Yeah,
versus Jaden Daniels,
yeah.
or I think his name is Jaden Daniels, something
Yeah,
like that.
I said that wasn't on my list, but that's a good one. Cincinnati Bowling Green, just because of this is going to be this is an Ohio matchup,
Ohio.
and not only that, we need to see how Cincinnati bounces back. If Cincinnati can bounce back well against this MAC team, then that kind of changes my perspective on Sorsby. But he's gonna have to show me something. The other game where I was looking, obviously Florida and South Florida. This is a game where I think South Florida is going to be competitive. Are they going to disprove me? Maybe. They're an American team. They tend to do that. But I legitimately think if Florida cannot catch fire the way they normally do, I mean, look, the spread is not even 3 touchdowns. I think South Florida will be competitive in this game.
Oh, here it is. Let's see. 4:15 p.m. Blah blah blah. Let's see this shit. Damn, it's starting at $96. Fuck.
But
17 and a half. Over under 56.5. Interesting.
yeah, granted, I
I
do
think it's
think
gonna be a lot more electric than that.
I think that Florida is in a tier of its own compared to Boise State. But that's my kind of game that I'm going to be watching very closely. That isn't an Ohio State or Colorado State game.
Yeah.
And obviously,
Um,
Colorado State, Northern Colorado. That's a semi rivalry game.
yeah.
So that's going to be big.
I think some lower tier games to circle. Texas State UTSA in
Mm-hmm.
state rivalry, obviously.
Yep.
I think that'll be a really good game to see if Texas State is really on that run of destiny that they said they were on last year,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to run it back this year. West Virginia, Ohio, a Big 12 and MAC school. Ohio obviously wants to bounce back against Rutgers. Spoiling Rich Rod's kind of road tour to start things off would be pretty nice. Like you said, USF South Florida, absolute game. Let's see, anything else? Army, Kansas State, two teams that have been pretty down on their luck this year.
Mm-hmm.
One of them might be able to prove something.
Someone's going to have to win, is what I say.
Someone's gonna have to win that fucking game. Houston Rice again in state might be interesting. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Western Kentucky Toledo. You know what? I'd circle that one. Those are two air raid offenses that I think will be combating together, and I think it'll be a very electric, high-scoring game. So if you want to bet the over on Western Kentucky Toledo, do it.
As I say, we're circling
I think they'll hit it.
like half the goddamn slate for Saturday, but like it's fine.
Okay, but also college football is really good.
Yeah, true. But I'm kind of out of things to talk about.
Oh, wait. Duh. We forgot about the game that we talked about earlier
Oh,
to circle.
Michigan,
Michigan,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. That is something
I mean, that's game of the
you
week.
need to watch. That is game of the week. You need to
Yeah.
watch it. That is going to be must-watch football. I will be hate watching the shit out of
Is
that.
game day in Oklahoma or are they at the Iowa State game?
They are in Oklahoma.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, college I believe. Let me just double check.
Let's fact check that.
College game day week 2, Michigan versus Oklahoma. Yep.
All right, there we go. Well,
So definitely mark that one on your calendars, but that's going to be fucking everywhere. So
yeah.
either way, must watch. If you had to have the shit, I forget the name of this fucking the knowing ball. Excuse me. If you want the knowing ball stamp for the game of the week, Michigan, Oklahoma.
We're gonna have to make a logo, dude.
Shit, yeah, we are.
And I'm actually
I'll have to.
I'm actually gonna take a picture of my setup so I know what to do next week. There we go. All right.
But yeah, it's 10 o'clock here.
I say it's
That has
8
been a
o'clock here.
good
I gotta eat dinner.
3 something hours. I'd say this was a very great inaugural
I agree.
inaugural episode. So
I
we
agree.
will definitely be back next week, either Monday or Wednesday, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. And this is going to YouTube immediately. So I'll be sharing this on all social media. Whoever is still watching. But I enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun.
This is great. I need, you gotta get the CFB discussion out at some point, and
Yeah.
sometimes you just need 3.5 fucking hours to just.
Yeah, and maybe we bring on some guest speakers. But who knows?
Some people from the Espinminus group, so that we
Maybe.
don't get sued.
Yeah, maybe. Try to get a Bimpy on here.
Ball knower, obviously,
True.
of course.
But all right, I think
For
that's gonna
now-
end it for today.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching, and
Yeah.
hey, we'll see you fucking next week, baby. Week 2.
Yes, sir.
Go Bucks, horns down.
I say, if you want the live, tune into either of our Twitches, Kai_guy. That's CUY_GUY, and then you know me, Hey Spark, baby.
01.
01.
Can't forget
Yeah,
about the
true.
01.
Can't forget about the 01. I'm the only thing that pops up though when you
Got
type it in. Trust me, I've tried.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We will see you all next time.
Good night, ladies and germs.